A stalemate against Denmark at the weekend. Ireland did manage one goal in Cardiff last month, the problem being Wales scored 4.
And there's a goal for Wales inside the opening 5.5 minutes. Gareth Bale with a sensational goal. Plays it through to Aaron Ramsey. It's 3-0. 4-0 to Wales from the edge of the area. That is a smashing goal from the fullback, Callum Roberts.
We'll try and do better, obviously. They outplayed us in the game. And the sort of adjustments that we'll have to make during the course of the match will be very important.
There goes the final whistle. It is the Republic of Ireland 0, Denmark 0, and after two very, very dark nights for Irish football, well, this, at least defensively, was a little bit better.
We've laid the foundations. From Martin's point of view, the foundations are down.
Do we have any bricks to build a house?
That's the question.
Do we have any bricks at all?
On paper, we don't have any bricks to build a house.
Where are you going with this analogy?
Unfortunately, nowhere.
I think Wales are struggling a little bit off the back of the win against us. They've really dipped in terms of performance, a couple of key players missing. So for me, it's a real opportunity for us, but we need to up our performance levels clearly. That goes without saying.
Give him a bit of space in the box and he will punish you, and that's exactly what Christian Eriksen has done to Wales.
Mark Bartra heads past a despairing Wayne Hennessy and deepens the gloom for Wales.
Well, we're trying to build, obviously, as I said that to you the other evening. We're trying to, not at all, we're going to try and win the game and give ourselves a chance. That's what we were trying to do, you know. We set out in the competition to try and do well in it. Obviously, we're well beaten in Wales, and so we have some matches now. We've got this game at home. Let's try and win it, and let's try and win the game.
So that is the scene set. I'm delighted to say Philip Quinn from the Irish Mail is with us, and Luke Edwards from the Daily Telegraph is here as well. Gentlemen, you're both very welcome. Thanks for being here.
No problem. Thanks, Joe.
Perfect evening for football. All nicely set out, nice temperatures. You make a good point that we just remarked on, Philip, in your newspaper today, that maybe we've all overlooked slightly, because we're so focused on what this result means for Martin O'Neill personally. We've overlooked the importance of these two games against Wales and Denmark away if we want to be second seeds for the Euro 2020 draw in Dublin in December.
Yeah, it's a subplot to the Nations League. You know, not everyone is taking it seriously, but there are rewards here, Joe. Not least of all, 2 million for topping the group. Not least of all, a chance to get one of the 4 wild cards to go to the finals and avoid the straightforward qualification. But there's also the seeding for Euro 2020, which is on in Dublin in December 2. It's a huge gig for the FAI, particularly so because we've got 4 matches in Ireland. 2 of them will involve the Republic of Ireland if we qualify. Your chances of qualifying are enhanced if you're a higher seed. And if we don't win one of our last 2 games, we're going to come third in this little group, and we're going to be a third seed. And that'll make it a bit tricky. Now, we were 4th seed in the last World Cup and we came 2nd, so it's not the end of the world. But I think it does help the further higher up you are as a seed. So let's see, can we get a result here tonight. Now, I've also made the point as well that, you know, it's not all over yet. 2 wins and we can top the group. I'm not overly sure that's going to happen, but yeah, let's not forget that there are little issues at stake, not just a football match here tonight, not just, you know, 3 points.
Luke, I'm sure our listeners know at this stage, courtesy of your work in the North East, you've probably spent more time in O'Neill's company in various forms than the rest of us. Have you seen anything in his demeanour or his team selections or the way he's going about his business generally of late to suggest he is feeling pressure?
Oh, well, I'd just like to say Ireland used to provide me with all the joy in my job when I first started covering them 5 years ago.
Oh no, we're miserable now.
Now it's even worse. No, I think he's feeling it. I think he is feeling the pressure. I'm looking today, and I think everybody is. We want to see this team is still playing for him. We want to see that this team can win a game of football at home. Wales are without their 2 star players. They're not going to get a better chance to do it. I think this game really is pivotal. I think if he wins tonight, I think he buys himself that time, that slack to carry on until the end of the Euros. I think if they were to lose tonight, and then, as Quinn has just said there, losing Denmark, this League of Nations campaign has been a failure. there are mitigating circumstances that for cool, but Martin O'Neill will be the first one to admit that managers are judged on the here and now and on results, and that, you know, he can't keep dining out on what happened 2 years ago, or even in the last qualification campaign. So it would be disastrous for them to lose the next 2 games for him personally. And then I think it leaves the FAI and Irish football supporters a big decision to make.
Philip, you make the point in your piece today. You finish by saying to drop points at home for the second time in 3 days would be careless indeed, and prompt more questions about where the team is headed under O'Neill. The time for excuses is over. Which suggests to me that you don't necessarily think a draw tonight is going to be good enough to quell the discontent out there.
I don't think it will. I think look around the stadium, Joe, there's evidence of this discontent. I mean, where are the Irish fans? Now, we know the FAI have given out thousands of complimentary tickets. That's their strategy. I wouldn't be too comfortable sitting having paid €70 for a ticket, and a gang of lads come in beside me and they got freebies. There's a little bit of apathy that's creeping in relation to the Irish team. I've been a great believer of O'Neill, and other colleagues called for him to go after the Welsh match last month, and I didn't, because I think his body of work deserves him to stay a bit longer. And I don't think the FAI are in a rush to get rid of him for a number of reasons. Not least of all, he's on a big contract. They couldn't really afford to get rid of him, and Keane, right now. They want a manager in the seat in Dublin December 2. If they were to replace O'Neill now or next month, they wouldn't have somebody in that seat.
Yeah, December 2 being the day of the 2020 draw.
The 2020 draw. Yeah. But so I think he's safe, because I also think if he was in trouble, and I remember you can recall, and Luke was on the gig as well, when Trapp was in trouble a couple of years ago for the Germany result, there was things dripping out of the FAI. Certain newspapers were getting little steers that he was in trouble. There's been none of that this time around, so I think O'Neill is safe. That's why I think there's not going to be any blood on the carpet, unless this is a bad one tonight. If this is a 3-0er, I don't think it will be, by the way. If this was a bad one tonight, I think there will be a little bit of more scrutiny on his position. But I will say, as a little line there, I mentioned the word, if we were to drop points at home for the second time in a row, that it would be carelessness. Now, you know where I'm coming from there, Joe. You're a student of literature.
Yes, you're an Oscar Wilde fan. I could tell immediately.
Correct. And you know whose anniversary it is today of his birthday, is Oscar Wilde, who shares the same birthday with John Delaney. Well, there's one for you. So lots of birthdays.
Wow.
Two of the great raconteurs.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, John Delaney and Oscar Wilde. So, not often you get them in the same sentence, but
well done.
They have the same birthday, and maybe John is dispensing tickets or approving tickets because he's in a benevolent mood. Look, I hope we get a reaction tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Luke this. Do you think that O'Neill, and he made this point in the last couple of days, he simply brought in the word rebuilding and building. And is it now that he's building for Euro 2020, or maybe should that have started after the Denmark game? I'm just intrigued in your take at the Denmark playoff.
Yeah, I mean, I would have expected it to start, and maybe it did in a way. I think probably what happened in Cardiff shocked him. I think that was as limp a performance as we've seen from Ireland under O'Neill. It was hugely concerning for me as maybe more of a neutral reporter there. They were just blown away by a young, inexperienced Ireland team. That concerned me. I think there was a reaction in Poland. But what you want to see, and what when you have Martin O'Neill as your manager, you want his teams to come out fighting now on behalf of him, and for Roy Keane, the assistant manager, as well. So I think this is going to tell us whether he has a long-term future in this job tonight. I think we will see that tonight. As you say, if they were to flop badly tonight, I still don't think there would be. I don't think there's an appetite at the FAI to sack him for all the reasons that you've just talked about. But difficult questions are going to suddenly be asked about whether he's still having the impact he was as a manager. It becomes a problem for any manager when you keep asking for a reaction and you don't get one.
You know better than I do. Do you think if they don't go well tonight, would he ask himself a couple of hard questions?
I think he probably would do. Yes. I think he would do. I think I keep saying there's a lot riding on this. I thought they got back to basics pretty well against Denmark. It was an awful game of football, terrible to watch, but in a way they needed to do that after the Wales defeat. They needed to become hard to beat again. They've done that, but they need to do something else. They need to win a game of football. I mean, it's since the dawn of time of football management. You're only ever going to be judged on your results if you keep limping along, if you keep having, okay, I think they could draw tonight and have a fantastic performance, and that probably would be okay, but it would have to be a fantastic performance.
Yes, there are different kinds of draws. Can I ask a quick question? So the team again, if you're just hopped in the car and you're just on the way home, it's a very similar team to the weekend. Randolph's in goal. Once again, it's Keogh and Duffy and Kevin Long. Matt Doherty and James McLean are the wing backs. Cyrus Christie is in midfield once again. At least he's had the run out to boost him this evening at the weekend. Arter's there and Hendricks there, and then the two changes. Callum Robinson, not surprisingly I think under the circumstances, is in, and Aidan O'Brien, who scored his goal in Poland, is in as well. it's been very interesting over the last few months. In particular, I would say, Luke, a real theme of discussion around O'Neill has been the supposed lack of preparation, the naming of the team late. Cyrus Christie saying things like, well, came as news to me when I got to the stadium. I was playing in midfield. Martin O'Neill had virtually told me nothing all week about how he wants a central midfield player to play. Was that a theme around O'Neill, say at Sunderland? Like, were these stories coming out and were people thinking, what the hell's going on here? Or is that more, will he be taken aback that that's become such a big issue in Irish football?
No, that's always been his way. I mean,
no, I know it's always been his way. Yeah. Was he being criticised for it before?
Well, again, you get criticised when results are bad. So, sure. I mean, the methods have not changed. The methods were the same when they did so well in his first 2 or 3 years in charge. Yeah. So we only question the methods when the results are bad, which is why we keep coming back to the fact they've got to do something tonight that stops us in the media questioning the methods, questioning the thought process. The team he's gone with tonight, I'm a little bit surprised. I think it's a big vote of confidence in Aidan O'Brien, who I think he scored 13 goals in League One last season, 2 goals in the Championship this season. But he likes him.
We have to presume Sean Maguire just doesn't feel he has even an hour in it.
Probably not, so he would be coming off the bench. But that's an interesting vote of confidence in Aidan O'Brien. He obviously felt he did well for him out in Poland. Yeah. And I like that. In fact, he's gone with a player who's playing in League One, or was playing in League One last season, who I don't think starting regularly for Millwall at the moment, but he's gone with him because he's done well in an Ireland shirt, and I like that decision. I think Robinson is an interesting one. I thought he did really well when he came on the other night.
He was the spark, really.
So he's rewarding the players who've done well for him rather than the reputations. There are players on that bench who you would think would go in above him ahead of those players, and he's not. He's rewarding the players who've done well, and I think in this situation that's very, very good management.
If you missed the embargo dispatches today, one of the eye-catching quotes from O'Neill yesterday was he feels the pitch at the Aviva maybe is a bit too big for his team, which he doesn't think is athletically phenomenally gifted, was the phrase he used. So surely Quinner, he can tighten up that pitch himself. He has control over that pitch. Has the Aviva pitch been an issue for us?
Well, I don't think it was an issue when we beat Bosnia here and we beat Germany here. I think that's a new one on me. And fairness, Martin, every press conference he throws out the odd little curveball. I'm not buying the pitch as a problem. The pitch actually is perfect to play football on.
Is it a bigger pitch than Cardiff? Is it a bigger pitch than elsewhere?
He says it is. It possibly is, but he's manager 5 years. This, by the way, is the 50th game, Joe, in the Aviva Ireland have played. 50th game, and I like your stats. And I say Martin probably had about 25, 26 of them. Yeah. And he didn't complain about the pitch from day one, so I'm not buying that at all.
Your thoughts on the team?
My thoughts on the team, well, I didn't quite get it right today, but in fairness, Robinson was always likely to come in. A bit of spark about him from day one. The Scott Brown testimonial back in the summer, he actually came on as a sub and had a little go, and O'Neill liked the cut of his jib. He's worked his way up a little bit. O'Brien, yeah, why not? He's still going nicely in Rocklaw, not playing regularly at Millwall. O'Neill went to see him the last couple of weeks. He was subbed. Big chance for him because Long isn't a great scorer of goals. But what I want to see tonight, Luke, and I hope I thought on Saturday Shane Long was isolated. We need Robinson up beside O'Brien. We have to get 2 players into the opposition final third of the pitch, and if you're relying on one up there, you're reducing your chance of scoring a goal. I think, on balance, it's probably bearing up. He hinted yesterday he might go back to a flat back 4, but we didn't buy that one. I think the 3-5-2 is here to stay. Is it the right system? I think it suits Matt Doherty. I'd like to see a bit more of him. Does it suit James McLean as the left wing back? Not so sure. I don't think it suits the same as Coleman. Coleman is better in a flat 4-4-2. So I think the system that we see here tonight might not be the one that we'll see next month. By the way, while we play 3-5-2, we still haven't won with it. Still waiting for our first win with this system.
Yeah. The Welsh fans, by the way, are in the North Terrace. So that how many rows is the North Terrace exactly?
I'm going 15.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'd say it's about 20 to 26 or so.
They took 2,700 tickets, I was told.
Okay, well that's a nice little spot for them down there. I always think it's a great place for away fans to be, down near the action. They can influence it instead of buried up high at St James's Park. So
yes, no, definitely.
Havelock Square around it.
Final thoughts then to the Oscar Wilde of Irish journalism. What are you predicting?
Jeepers, I think he got protest too much. I agree with Luke, there will be a reaction. I'm kind of glad now that he's given Robinson a chance. Look, this is the last. If we're going to take this competition seriously, and he said yesterday that he still is taking it seriously. Yeah. I'm not entirely convinced by that. If he wants to buy himself some time, if he wants to get us journalists off his back and get people coming into the stadium, which we need next month, we're playing Northern Ireland. and we've got big qualifiers next year. He's got to get a reaction tonight. I have a suspicion that I'm just looking at this Welsh team here, and Luke, you would know there's a lot of youth in there.
Yeah. They have an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 3 21-year-olds.
Giggs is not afraid to give young players their chance, and he did it in Cardiff, and they responded to him. If they respond again tonight and they go at us, because they're closer to qualifying top of the group than we are, it could be a difficult night, and I fear on current form that it will be.
Okay, Luke, quickly and final word.
Yeah, I think what Quinn has said there, I think it can go over two ways with Wales, with the youth. They could get rolled over themselves quite easily today if things don't go well for them. So I just want to see reaction. I think, as I said, Martin O'Neill's been backed into a corner, and traditionally his teams have come out fighting when that happens. That needs to happen tonight. There needs to be a performance, and realistically there needs to be a victory.
Okay, Philip Quinn, we'll read your thoughts in the mail tomorrow. Luke Edwards of the Telegraph, always good to see you, Luke.
Lovely
Thanks so much. Short break and we're back.
Off the Ball on News Talk.
Thanks to Screwfix.ie, championing the trade with a choice of over 20,000 quality trade products.
Movies and Booze is delighted to team up with Lidl, and to celebrate, we're hitting the road again. We'll be live this Friday in the Talbot Hotel in Stillorgan as we raise a glass, break bread together, enjoy some live music, and of course review the latest movies and wine.
Movies and Booze on Moncrief.
Brought to you by Lidl's award-winning wine range.
Live this Friday in the Talbot Hotel in Stillorgan from 2 to 4
on News Talk.
Look, just stay in your room. I'm going to lock the door while I'm out.
Just take this. It'll keep you calm.
Eat what you're given, or you can go hungry.
You have been listening to the sounds of people being abusive. Could this be you? Safeguarding Ireland. Promoting the rights of vulnerable adults. safeguardingireland.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're currently cruising at 35,000 feet. If you look out the window, you will see clouds.
That's where Magnet Networks lives, offering really competitive business phone solutions for less than €10 per person per month. With Magnet Voice Essential, choose how your phone works for your business.
So, when we land, contact Magnet Networks or sign up online at magnetnetworks.com.
Magnet Networks, for business phone solutions, we're really up there. Terms and conditions apply.
Bruce Betting Sportsbook, Casino, and now Live Casino. Download the Bruce Betting app to see why for the Premier League, Bruce Betting are giving you more. With price boosts, live in-play betting, cash out, and ACCA insurance. Make Bruce Betting your Premier League bookmaker. Bruce Betting, in-store, online, and now on your phone. Please gamble responsibly. See dunlewy.net.
Smile if you're an Electric Ireland electricity and gas customer, because compared to being with other suppliers, you're saving up to €806 with us, excluding year one discounts, giving you the best long-term savings over 3 years. Search Electric Ireland Price Check and see how much you're saving. Because being with Electric Ireland is smart, staying with us long-term is smarter. Electric Ireland, that's smarter living. Conditions apply. Estimated annual bill is €1,673. Year one discounts excluded. Dual fuel, direct debit and online billing. Residential customers only. See comparison at electricireland.ie/price check. Based on rates at October 1st, 2018.
This is the old Red Cow Moran Hotel. This is the new Red Cow Moran Hotel. In other words, we're bigger. Way bigger. We've added 152 guest rooms. So now we have the newest rooms in one of Dublin's best locations. Coupled with new facilities and services, we think it's worth making some noise about. Find out more at redcowmoranhotel.com.
Off the Ball. This is News Talk.
Welcome back to the Aviva Stadium. Not long now until kick-off between Wales and Ireland. The Irish team again, if you're just tuning in, Randolph, Keogh Duffy and Kevin Long. Matt Doherty, James McLean, your wing-backs. Once again, Cyrus Christie in midfield alongside Harry Arthur and Jeff Hendrick. The changes come up front. Callum Robinson, who impressed at the weekend, is in, and ahead of him Aidan O'Brien, who scored against Poland on his debut. Now we're going to look at the markets with Leon Blanche from our sponsor BoyleSports. Naturally, over the course of that discussion we will be referring to betting odds and gambling, so by all means, if it's not your bag, then feel free to switch off for a few minutes, or if you're affected by that type of content, then join us again in 4 or 5 minutes time. Leon, evening.
Good evening, Joe. How are you?
Yeah, very well. So invariably a Martin O'Neill team is unpredictable. We have the team now. I'm wondering if it's had any drastic effect on the market.
Well, I think what's had the huge effect on the market is the players that are missing for Wales. Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey, Ampadu, and I think the centre half that started when Wales demolished us 4-1 in Cardiff. So they're missing 4 of that first 11, and as a result, Ireland are now favourite at 13-10. Wales are as big as 13-5, and the result that's been backed the most has been the draw. We all remember in the group game, it was a 0-0 draw when Ireland played Wales, and we only beat them 1-0 away from home, which was a great night for Irish soccer when James McLean got the winner. But obviously Wales were far superior to us in the first game of this competition, and I think we've got a chance tonight because of all those big name players missing for Wales. But as I said, most people are looking at the draw as the most likely outcome.
Yeah, it was certainly the sense of Luke Edwards here and Philip Quinn as well. It's hard to overtly back an Irish win. That's interesting that DeMarcus shifted that way on the back of the Welsh injuries. So creativity has been a big issue for an Irish team for quite a long time. Martin O'Neill's talked about it in the press conference. He acknowledged Ireland need to score goals. They managed 1 in Cardiff in that 4-1 beating. They didn't manage anything at the weekend. Who's deemed the most likely to break the deadlock for Ireland this evening, I wonder?
Well, Joe, as you said, Aidan O'Brien, he made a very favourable impression when he scored against Poland. He looked quite lively, so it's no surprise to see him towards the top of the market. He's at 7-1. But I was very impressed with Callum Robinson when he came off the bench against Denmark.
Yeah.
He looked very sharp. He's got a bit of pace. He's got something about him. But the whole thing is, can we get him the ball? Can we get him the service? So he's in there at 6-1. And James McLean, I'd love to see him play much further up the field. I don't know why he's playing left wing back. It's not his position. He looked totally out of place in the first half against Denmark. He's a 9-1 chance. But I'd just be hoping for anyone to score a goal for Ireland tonight, Joe.
Yeah.
We need to give something to the fans to shout about. It's been pretty dismal so far in the last couple of games.
Yeah, there's plenty of empty seats, I can tell you, all around the Aviva. In fact, the most densely populated area, admittedly it's the smallest one, but it's to our left, the North Terrace, where all the Welsh fans have decided to congregate for the evening. So we're waiting for those freebies which have been handed out to make their way into the stadium. So the Welsh then, I mean, you said it, no Aaron Ramsey, no Gareth Bale, Ampadu's out as well. They have 3 21-year-olds. They have an 18-year-old in midfield, Smith, who's highly rated. They have a 19-year-old, Tyler Roberts, up front. I wonder who's the most likely to break the deadlock for them.
Yeah, look, you know what? Ryan Giggs is not afraid to give these young guys a go. I mean, he's leaving a very experienced centre forward who plays for Burnley on the bench, folks. So he's not afraid to throw in these young kids, give them the experience that they need if they're going to develop at the international level. But a player who's really impressed me, he's on loan at Derby County from Liverpool, is Harry Wilson.
Yeah.
He scored an unbelievable free kick when Derby, of course, were successful in the League Cup against Manchester United. He's 11-1, and his teammate Lawrence, who was very, very good when Wales beat us 4-1, he's a 10-1 chance. And as you rightly said, Joe, that young kid up front, Roberts, he's an 8-1 chance. Look, we kept a clean sheet on Saturday, but we sat back. I think tonight we're going to have to go forward, and maybe that will give Wales a bit of space to get in behind us. But hopefully Ireland can do something tonight, because we need a performance for the entire country.
Okay, Leon, we'll see how we go. Thanks so much for all that. That's Leon Blanche there from our sponsor BoyleSports. And remember, gamble sensibly, and for more you can visit Dunlewy, DUNLEWEY.net, dunlewy.net. So Stephen Hunt has arrived alongside myself and Nathan. The stadium feels very empty, I must say. Don't let the noise levels deceive you. Lots of green seats, Nathan Murphy.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday night, schools are back, and Ireland aren't very good right now. In some sort of order.
The Holy Trinity.
Whichever one you're having yourself. It's a shame, I guess, for, I don't want to say the neutrals, because we're not neutrals here, but that Gareth Bale isn't playing. I reckon Gareth Bale alone probably brings an extra 10,000 people.
Totally. I was even saying to Keith Andrews, who I bumped into earlier on, I'd love to have seen Ampadu. Just he looked looks like a Rolls Royce, like a kind of mini Pirlo out there the last day, so he's not here. And Aaron Ramsey. Yeah. Stephen Hunt wants to talk, do you?
Yeah, why not? First of all,
we have to go to an ad break soon, so you can give us your initial thoughts.
I've had 3 coffees today, no food. I've watched under-19s Ireland play against Holland and played very well.
What's the score?
2-1 to Ireland, and played very capable of a very good level. So
how many of them did you sign up?
No, nothing to do with that. Nothing to do. I'm only going on performances and how they played. And they played very well.
Technical football?
Yes, very, to a high standard actually.
Well, can I propose that we get you some food during the ad break so you don't crash?
I'll be fine, don't worry.
Okay, 3 coffees, that's all the man needs.
No idea what SHM involves these days.
The diet of a jockey, Stephen Hunt. We're going to take a short break and then we're back, and kick-off is right upon us, Ireland against Wales.
Listen back to your favourite News Talk shows at newstalk.com and on the News Talk app.
Come in, Agent.
HQ, this is Agent Deirdre.
Go ahead.
Observations on human cleverness this week. The humans continue to iron their undergarments. An exhausting activity to which we can see no point whatsoever.
Nobody sees them.
However, they have been clever enough to switch to Energia, where they get Ireland's cheapest dual fuel bundle.
Which is good, given their obsession with ironing underpants. Very good, little humans. Save and save again with Energia.
Switch to energia.ie.
Based on average annual usage, discounted unit rates, standing charge, PSO levy and carbon tax. Prices September 24th, 2018 and subject to change. T's and C's and early termination fee apply. Estimated annual bill €1,534. Verification energia.ie/EAB.
At M&S, our Oakham whole chicken has a new lower everyday price of €4.50. And it's sourced from M&S Select Farms we know and trust. So now you can enjoy a quality whole Oakham chicken for a very tasty price. Same great quality, new lower price. M&S for less. See in store for details.
This week at Expert Electrical, when you purchase a Dyson V8 Animal or a Dyson V7 Motorhead, we'll give you a complete home cleaning accessory kit. Don't miss out, only while stocks last. With 67 stores nationwide, there's a local expert near you. Find yours at expert.ie. Terms and conditions apply.
Guaranteed Irish and family owned, Acme Blinds, best for choice, quality, value and service. Buy direct from the manufacturer, saving you time and money, all backed up by Acme Blinds' 62 years experience making quality blinds in Ireland. Free call-out service to your home, weekend and evening appointments available, or visit acmeblinds.com for the location of your nearest showroom.
With over €2.5 billion in funds under management, 30,000 investors and nearly 50 years in operation, if you're looking for an award-winning fund manager with exceptional customer service, BCP Asset Management may be right for you. For information on BCP's investment range, contact your financial advisor or visit bcp.ie. BCP. Grow your investments, reduce your risk. BCP Asset Management DAC. Trading as BCP is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Off the ball. This is News Talk.
Welcome back to the Aviva Stadium. The team again, if you're just tuning in, pretty much unchanged. 2 changes from the Denmark game. Randolph in goal. It's Keogh, Duffy, Kevin Long as a back 3. Matt Doherty, James McLean are wing backs. Arthur Christie, Hendrick in the midfield. And the changes come up front. Callum Robinson and Aidan O'Brien leading the line for Ireland. Callum Robinson, Stephen Hunt, no surprise after his impact the other day. Aidan O'Brien, people will have seen his goal against Poland. You were just saying there, he's somebody you came across a couple of years ago when he was on trial at Millwall. He's been grafting. He's 25 years of age now. He's grafted hard to be here.
Well, I reckon it was about 6 years ago I went on trial to Millwall, and there's a young guy there that was Irish. Obviously stands out, gets to say hello. But one thing I would say about him, he's a graft guy. He works hard and he deserves his time on the pitch tonight to showcase what he has.
As somebody who's been over on that left side of the touchline, when you look at James McLean as a wing back, a left wing back, that's been a focus of discussion for the last number of days. Do you have an issue with McLean there? Do you feel he's too far away from the opposition goal?
100% comfortable. James McLean is not a tricky winger. He likes to run deep with the ball. Is he capable of defending the back post? Yes, he is. Is he as good as Matt Doherty defending the back post? Only time will tell. Nobody's seen him play left back, so he can play left wing back for me. In this formation, that's his best formation. That's his best position in this formation.
What about Christie in midfield?
A workman-like performance on Saturday. Is he natural there? I'd like to see him stay in central, not go into Matt Doherty's space like he did a couple of times. Matt Doherty plays the ball in field at his club at Wolves, and he doesn't have anybody on the outside of him, so he gets to run down the outside. He ain't a dribbler, Matt Doherty. He's an intelligent footballer, so stay out of his space, stay in midfield, get on the ball if you can.
Lots of NBCs this evening, lots of articles questioning the O'Neill-Keane partnership, and you wonder would it make any great difference if they did go, but they're under pressure this evening. What have you made of the last couple of days?
Yeah, just regarding the tickets. If the FBI don't give tickets to people, you'll moan. If they do, they're freebies. Make no mistake, every game, every international probably has a certain amount of free tickets anyway. So make the most of it. You're here for the night, try and engage. At least they're better to be here than not to be here. You're trying to create memories for kids. Yes, I understand that the crowd could be forced, but so be it. Better to have him here than not.
And what about O'Neill then? Where is he?
In terms of where he's at?
Yeah.
He's in a comfortable position right now. if we get beat by a Wales team without Gareth Bale and Ramsey, the knives will be out tomorrow. And I don't mean like an own goal, or if we get beat 2 or 3 or we lose to Wales with a team.
He's at that stage.
He's at that stage,
Yeah, he has that feel, I must say. And what are you expecting this evening? Like, Wales have 3 21-year-olds in their team. They have Matt Smith there alongside Joe Allen midfield, who's 18 years of age. He's at Man City. He's on loan at the moment, but he's highly rated technical player. They have 19-year-old Tyler Roberts up front. What do you make of Wales tonight?
They've got an experienced back five. They've all played loads of games. They're hoping for them to lead by example. And then I'd imagine Ryan says, go and express yourselves. 2 or 3 of these boys, Tyler Roberts, Harry Wilson, Brooks, they're all in form. They're all very good technical footballers. 2 playing Championship, 1 playing Premier League. So I look forward to seeing them on the big stage, capping up in their feathers.
Yeah. As you can hear, the noise levels have gone up because the teams are walking out onto the pitch. Down to our left, the North Stand, there are 2,000 Welsh fans. They are in their seats. In fairness, the crowd is starting to fill up a little bit here, certainly in the lower tier at the Aviva. Plenty of green seats still on show, but that was to be expected. We have full commentary here on Off the Ball this evening. We'll have analysis afterwards at 9:30. Stephen Hunt will be alongside Nathan Murphy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Joe. We're going to get right into the anthem, starting with the Welsh anthem, Land of My Fathers. Quite the Millennium Stadium in a Six Nations clash, but a good travelling support for the Welsh, and the Aviva Stadium starting to build up for Aaron Levine. Go again after Saturday night's dour draw against Denmark. A chance for the Republic of Ireland to get revenge against Wales after the humiliation in Cardiff just a month ago. The stadium slowly but surely starting to fill up on this Tuesday evening. The Republic of Ireland trying to avoid relegation from their group in the UEFA Nations League. Defeat tonight, and the ramifications could well be long-lasting for Martin O'Neill and for this Republic of Ireland side. He has made 2 changes from the team that drew against Denmark, both of them in force. Callum O'Dowda fell ill during that game and went off at half-time. What Shane Long, Martin O'Neill says, just isn't quite right, but may be able to make an impact on the bench. into the side in their place come Callum Robinson and Aidan O'Brien. Those two will lead the line for the Republic of Ireland, that once again has Darren Randolph in goal. A back three of Richard Keogh, Shane Duffy and Kevin Long. Matt Doherty and James McLean will be the two wing backs. Harry Arter, Cyrus Christie and Jeff Hendrick in the middle of midfield, with Robinson playing support to O'Brien, who did score on his Republic of Ireland debut a month ago. Once again, as we've seen throughout all these UEFA Nations League games, the two sides having to come together in the middle of the pitch for a UEFA fair play initiative. Not exactly the rip-roaring start you want to an international fixture. But the Republic of Ireland in green tonight, white shorts, green socks. Wales all in red. On the Welsh side, Shorn of Bale, Ramsey, Ampadu for tonight's game. Four of the players who played in that 4-1 demolition just a month ago. So it's a very different looking Wales side. Not quite the frightening prospect that we thought it might be. Wayne Hennessy of Crystal Palace is once again in goals. Connor Roberts, who was outstanding in Cardiff 4 weeks ago, is once again at right back, with Ben Davies of Spurs at left back. James Chester replaces Chris Mepham alongside Ashley Williams in the heart of that Welsh defence. The youngster Matt Smith is alongside Joe Allen in the middle of midfield. An exciting looking three then of Harry Wilson, David Brooks and Tom Lawrence play behind another young Welsh player, Tyler Roberts, just 19 years of age and winning only his third cap this evening. Looking at that Welsh side, just 7 goals at international level scored between the 11 of them.
Yeah, they're an exciting young team with no experience of international football, coming here to the Aviva on a carpet with a full following of Wales fans. They must be buzzing to get going, but can they be nervous? Will they be excited? How will they take it?
The two teams in a huddle. The Republic of Ireland just break from theirs. It looks as though they're going to play from right to left as we look at it for this first half, down to that smaller north stand here at the Aviva Stadium. It's a clear night in Dublin. It's a little bit milder than it was on Saturday night for the game against Denmark. Martin O'Neill keen to stress that he wants his players to start on the front foot. The referee, Bjorn Kuiper, is vastly experienced referee who's been in charge of Champions League final, Europa League finals, is the man in the middle. And straight away we are underway, and straight away there is a free kick to the Republic of Ireland.
Yes, from a wing-back point of view, James McLean, obviously very familiar position to myself. He'll be keen to get higher up the pitch early on in the game and force them back if possible. We are keen to try and get on the ball. We are playing free at the back. Get on it early, get a few touches. Harry Arter, don't get booked early on, so the rest of your game is limited to non-tackles.
4 Republic of Ireland players on yellow cards: Duffy, Christie, Arter and McLean. They would miss the trip to Aarhus for the final group game against Denmark next month if they were to be picked up tonight. And looking at the Irish system, Stephen, for once it looks exactly as we expected when the team was named.
Yeah, and rightly so. I think the back three, from a foundation point of view, as Martin said, it worked. Put down some solid foundations. Can they improve?
So Ireland trying to play it around at the back then. Jeff Hendrick sweeps the ball forward, but he was just caught late there in the middle of the Irish half, so it will be a free kick. Definitely signs that Ireland are trying to hold on to a little bit of possession in the opening 90 seconds.
It's an improvement. Get it down, pass the ball, get some passes, get some early touches into the team and go from there.
Well, you were keen to stress on Saturday night that you preferred Jeff Hendrick in a slightly different and deeper position than he was playing on Saturday, where all the play happens in front of him.
Yeah, he's better running onto things, seeing things from a distance and then making these runs from there and scoring his goals.
Throw in to Wales. It's Cyrus Christie over on the far side of the pitch, right over on the touchline, just inside the Welsh half. Knocks it back to the Ireland captain once again, Richard Keogh, and now he gives it to Kevin Long of Burnley, into the centre circle to Hendrick, and Jeff Hendrick straight away goes back to Shane Duffy. Duffy again just holding on to possession. Hendricks turns, faces the Irish attack and goes long towards Aidan O'Brien, who'll go up challenging Ashley Williams. Williams though wins the header quite comfortably, gives it to his centre half partner James Chester, and now it's with Ben Davies, who had such an impact from that left back position in the 4-1 win, but he's blocked down over there on the far side by Christie, so it'll be a throw into Wales.
I think it's very clear indications what Cyrus Christie has to do sometimes is to be able to get into wide positions and close down the full-backs and leave Matt Doherty deep in a position where he's quite comfortable.
53106 is the text number, at Off the Ball on Twitter, if you do want to get in touch with us here on Off the Ball on this Tuesday night. Any thoughts on the performance do let us know as the ball is given away in midfield by Brooks, straight at an Irish player, but Wales do manage to win it back into space for Davies to bomb forward over on the left hand side, brings it forward 30 or 40 yards and then just lays it off to his left. The ball is played to Tyler Roberts. He's forced to drift out towards the corner flag over on the far side of the pitch, pulls it back though for Davies, who had time to size up across, instead plays it short to Harry Wilson. Wilson plays a quick 1-2 with Brooks. Brooks doesn't give it back though, instead turns to Roberts on the outside. Here's Brooks again, drift into this right hand side for Wales, and he does enough to force the first corner kick of the game, as Kevin Long can only toe poke it out of play for a corner kick to Wales.
I have to say I've liked the look of Kevin Long in that left side centre half position. He's very aggressive with his defending, probably needs to give away a corner there, but he's very sharp on his feet for a big lad and he's done really well.
And Tyler Roberts leading the line for Wales, very inexperienced. Wilson, Brooks and Lawrence, young players as well, but all doing very well at club level this season. Here now is Connor Roberts, who thinks the ball into the area there, aiming it towards Ashley Williams at the back post, but it comes to nothing and it goes straight out of play for a Republic of Ireland goal kick.
Good defender from Matt Doherty, got on the inside of him. He's one of the best defenders that will go through a game without seeing him defend. He doesn't get himself in a position to have to defend.
It's just over a year since James McLean's famous goal in Cardiff gave Ireland a crucial victory, earned that place in the World Cup playoff. Since then, the Republic of Ireland have only won just a single match. Had a friendly win against the USA back in June. A game that will probably be only remembered for the last time we may ever see Declan Rice in a green jersey. A long ball forward there from Chester comes to nothing, trying to pick out Roberts, and it's straight back into the arms of Randolph.
Can you imagine Declan Rice playing as a holding midfielder in this team, or as a middle guy of a back three, coming out with the ball very comfortable?
It'd be a beautiful thing.
It'd be a beautiful thing.
Now Aidan O'Brien lays it back to Christie. Robinson turns away from two Welsh players. He's midway inside the Welsh half, and then out to the right hand side he gives it to Matt Doherty. Doherty inside to O'Brien. Good play from Ireland. Pulled back there towards Hendrick. An important interception though by James Chester. Really good build up play from Ireland over on the right hand side, and they still have it with Robinson 30 yards out. Flicks it to this near side to McLean. McLean has options in and around the edge of the area. Wales wanted a free kick, they're not getting it. Ireland are playing on. Arter now to McLean on this left hand touchline, has three red jerseys for company, plays it back into the centre to the feet of Christie. Christie looking for options, there weren't too many in front, so he goes back to Long. Just the one Long on the Irish team today. Shane Long on the substitutes. Kevin Long does love to go long every single time, and it doesn't really work out. McLean flies into a tackle, nothing half-hearted from that from James McLean, winning the ball and just wanting that bit more than Brooks, and puts it out of play for a throw into Wales.
Keep booing, Wales fans. It only drives McLean one way forward.
Throw in taken to Brooks. He runs straight into Cyrus Christie though. Christie trying to weave his way through a maze of Welsh players. Doesn't come off though, and Harry Wilson will come away with it and lays it off to his left hand side to Davies.
Just on the regain of position, when we do win it back, can we be quick with 1-2s, play around them and get in the final third quick. We look bright early on, I have to say. We look sharp.
Well, Ireland have made 6 changes from the team beaten 4-1. Wales just 4, but it is the quality of the Welsh players that are missing that could well be the difference tonight. No Bale, no Ramsey, no Ampadu, and no Christian Eriksen for Denmark on Saturday night. Martin O'Neill has certainly had a little bit of luck with the injuries, as a back pass from Duffy just hesitating for a split second for Darren Randolph and made us a little bit nervous. His clearance is miscontrolled by Connor Roberts on the halfway line, and it's a throw into Ireland.
Martin O'Neill showed a 1 mile/an-hour turn of pace to try and get to that ball to keep the tempo going. I like it when Martin's up there. I have to say his body language sometimes can be if he's sitting down, very sluggish. When he's up on his feet, he seems to bring across an energy to the team.
Throw in up along the line, headed on by O'Brien to Robinson, and then there's acres of space again over on that far side for Doherty. Remember, the Premier League Player of the Month, Matt Doherty, and winning his 4th cap this evening. Now Long stepping into the Welsh half again, forward to Robinson, who's been really involved in these opening stages. Hendrick gives it out to the left hand side to McLean. Again, this is better from Ireland. Low cross into the area from James McLean. Aidan O'Brien tries to get in the end of it, and he forces Joe Allen to turn it out of play for the first corner kick of the game for the Republic of Ireland.
I think our centre backs, left side and right side, are a little bit more advanced today, available for the ball, to receive the ball and play forward from there. We're too deep on Saturday night with the ball, and we ended up going back all the way back to the keeper. That was positive.
Yeah, certainly a far brighter start from Ireland so far, trying to play a little bit of football. This corner kick down to our left hand side in front of that smaller north stand. It'll be taken by Jeff Hendrick. McLean had come short. Hendrick sent it straight into the edge of the 6-yard box. Duffy went up, but Ashley Williams used his experience and his strength just to shield Duffy away from it, and it was back with Wayne Hennessy, who instantly throws it out to Davies over on the left hand side. Steps in away from Callum Robinson into the centre circle, then to Allen, and drifts to this near side and helps it to Conor Roberts. Roberts though leaves it for Brooks. Brooks drifting into a more central position again. Ireland getting back into that shape that we saw a lot of on Saturday, just trying to crowd the Welsh out and leaving no gaps at all inside their own half. And now Allen.
Just a quickie on the Welsh there from a defending corner. They left 3 up the pitch and we left 3 at the back, man for man. Wayne Hennessy's delivery from hand and by kick is very dangerous, so we've got to be aware of that and don't get done on the counter.
Ireland picking their moment to press and forcing Wales back to their goalkeeper. Hennessy being closed down by Aidan O'Brien. What a big night. Just frame, a mistake in the back by Wales. Cyrus Christie's in. Oh, and it's saved by Wayne Hennessy. What a chance for Ireland, putting the pressure on the Welsh defence. They gave it away in the edge of the area. Cyrus Christie stealing the ball, and he took the shot on. Wayne Hennessy was out of position and maybe just took half a second too long to get the shot off Cyrus Christie, and that allowed Hennessy back to palm it out of play for a corner kick. That a huge opportunity.
Ireland on the front foot there. Christie with a straight line closed down, ended up receiving the ball inside the box. He's got to drive into the box with the ball, carry it an extra 1 or 2 yards, and then get his shot off. He's taken a shot early when he had time to carry the ball. Should have scored.
Corner kick over on the far side of the pitch, aimed in there towards Kevin Long, headed clear though by Wales. Be picked up by Doherty. A mistake and miscommunication between Doherty and McLean, but between the two of them they eventually do manage to keep hold of the ball, and Christie plays the ball back to the Bray goalkeeper Darren Randolph, who's well outside his area, and fired up that right hand side over the head of both Doherty and Davies, and it goes out of play for a throw into Wales. But that's the first big chance of this game, and it all came from an Irish press.
Yeah, it all came from 2 centre forwards on the front foot. Christie coming in behind him, closing the central midfielder down who received the ball from Hennessy, and that, for me, he's got to score there. He's got to take it in the box and finish it off. He's hit it early. He's given Wayno a good chance to get to it, and he saved it. Sorry, Wayno's Wayne Henderson. I used to play with him, so I apologise for that.
No, it's alright, it's alright.
Me and Wayno.
You still texting? Still pals?
Wayno and I are. No, I haven't chatted in years.
No?
No.
Still no Wayno. Once Wayno, always Wayno.
Always.
Anyone else that you're on first name terms with?
I was trying to think. I played with probably 4 or 5 of these boys on a club level. So yeah, Doc, Matt Doherty, anyone else? Vokesy?
Oh, Vokesy. No sign of Vokesy yet.
No.
Vokesy on the bench for Wales tonight. He did score, Sam Vokes, in that 4-1 defeat to Spain in a friendly on Thursday night, and Wales lost both their games since the 4-1 win over Ireland, of course losing 2-0 to Denmark in their second game. And there's a free kick to Wales there for a challenge on Joe Allen. It was just Jeff Hendrick clipping his heels as he tried to skip past. So a free kick to Wales just inside the Irish half over on the far side of the pitch, but it's a hell of a lot better than what we saw against Denmark on Saturday night.
Yeah, early tempo.
The cross for Roberts is cut out. Hendrick has it, just skips away from Davies, and again, first time footballers Ireland look to build up the right hand side. Matt Doherty putting pressure on, they're forced back to Hennessy again, who keen to play out from the back. Certainly Wales under a little bit of pressure. Calmness there as Robinson tried to get at James Chester, but he just stepped inside Chester and away from Robinson. But in a little bit of a risky game at times, the Welsh.
Yeah, very green there from Aidan O'Brien. I think he's got to slow himself down and make the defender make a decision. He made it easy for him, and he was outnumbered by green shirts as well. They do look very comfortable at the back, I have to say. They have 3 big men, big presence, and look comfortable as a back 3 so far.
No Kieran Clark in the Irish squad tonight. He was forced out of the game with a thigh injury, so not even among the substitutes. Wales just playing it around at the back again. You can see just trying to avoid Ireland onto them, see if they can get a bit of space for Tyler Roberts, who we haven't really seen much of in the opening 12 minutes. Still scoreless between the Republic of Ireland and Wales on off the ball. Now a chance perhaps to get in behind for Tom Lawrence over on the left hand side, not cleared by Duffy. Lawrence inside the area, pulls it back for Roberts. However, the referee has adjudged that there was a handball by Roberts there. The ball just ricocheting off Shane Duffy as he looked to skip past him, and it came off Roberts' arm. But again, out of nothing really there. A chance for Wales this time, some sloppy play from Shane Duffy.
He's so like a young Richard Dunn is frightening. Richard Dunn experience would have come across there and sweeped it up, and early Richard Dunn would have done the exact same thing and he should have just cleared the ball, and in the end he got lucky and got a foul.
And he got very, very lucky there, Shane Duffy, because there was really nothing Tom Lawrence could do to get out of the way. Text coming into 53106. Get that man Hunty a feckin' sandwich and a glass of water as Ireland come on the attack again. We'll get back to that in a moment, but Ireland with Jeff Hendrick 25 yards out, just lays it off to the left to McLean. First time cross in low from McLean is intercepted by Hendrick just on the edge of the area, trying to get it in. It takes a couple of deflections and is then eventually volleyed forward by a Welsh defender, where it's headed back out to this left hand side by Keogh, helped on then by McLean. O'Brien's coming back from an offside position. Robertson puts some pressure on Chester, but Wales will try to build it forward down this right hand side by Brooks, and McLean with such a needless challenge goes in through the back of David Brooks. And is he going to pick up a yellow card? Bjorn Kuipers is going to have a quick word with the Derry man. He's going to let him off with this one, but you'd imagine that's it. And remember, another yellow card for McLean, and he misses the game against Denmark next month.
Whatever he does, he just can't seem to get his head around giving away silly fouls. And I love James McLean the way he plays. I really do. I mean that with a real passionate Irish fan. I love the way he goes about it. But sometimes, please, just slow yourself down and not give away. He should be yellow carded for that. Simple as.
So James McLean gets away with one. It's a sorry state of affairs when the governing body is handing out freebies for a new tournament and a game that has a huge bearing on our seeding. Is one of the texts coming into 53106, and this time it's a hefty challenge in there from Conor Roberts, who's been really involved in these early stages again, but he's out of position now, which means there's space down the Irish left for O'Brien. Just couldn't stretch his leg long enough to control that pass forward, and here's Roberts again for Wales, just inside his own half. Brooks playing some quick passing with Wilson, goes along laterally along the halfway line. Again Christie gets involved, and then Chester puts his boot through it. Matt Doherty just fires it forward first time. A little bit scrappy here as O'Brien goes up with Chester, twice wins the header but just can't turn it to one of his fellow green jerseys.
Well done all the Irish team there. They pressed and they pressed. They went past one or two Irish players too easy, but the next man was in trying to win the ball back, and in the end come to Matt Doherty at an awkward height and he had to try and clear it.
Quarter of an hour gone at the 50th international to take place at the Aviva Stadium, and it's still scoreless. Do you know who scored the first Irish goal at the Aviva Stadium?
Nope.
Kevin Kilban.
I seen him yesterday or today, trying to give a indication how the Nations League goes, or he didn't get his head round it properly, no?
Well, I wouldn't ask Joe Malloy, he doesn't have a clue either. Between the two of them, they've ruined it for everybody. There's a quick enough tempo to the game. It means that you always feel there's a risk of a mistake from either side. Wales trying to play the more intricate passing, and another clipped heel for David Brooks, and there's going to be a yellow card.
See, he got the wrong
Kevin
man
Long. Well, has he booked Long or McLean? Because
Long.
It was Long who gave away the free, and he seemed to point on 3 or 4 occasions, but that was James McLean who'd given away the other fouls.
Yeah, that's the first time Long has given away a foul, and the refs probably just thought, okay, he's a young boy, I better look after him, protect him. Ryan Giggs was right in front of the situation as well. I got a red card at Czech Republic for an aggressive foul right beside the touchline, and the manager's jumping up.
How did you take that?
Straight to my dressing room to see John O'Shea, who I'd come on for a half hour before that, which he was like, have you been taken off? I was like, no, I've been sent off.
I like that his first thought was that you might have been taken off though.
I was embarrassed.
So Kevin Long receives a yellow card, and this is 10th cap. He struggled to get some game time at club level this year, but Martin O'Neill has obviously seen something he likes in him. Now Wales building forward on this near side, the Welsh right. They're playing down from left to right as we look at it. Brooks, and he lives it back then to James Chester. Chester gives it to Williams, playing his club football with Stoke now, Ashley Williams, and it goes to Joe Allen. Allen then to Tom Lawrence. Ireland again with all the players back inside their own half. Wales struggling to find any sort of space between the lines. Roberts lays it off to Brooks.
I watched a lot of Brooks last year for Sheffield United in the reserves. He looked lightweighted then, but obviously had lots of ability to go past people, and Bournemouth spent a lot of money on him.
He's made a really effective start to the season as well. David Brooks with Bournemouth, straight into Eddie Howe's side. Now Matt Smith, another one of these Welsh youngsters, just 18, Matt Smith. And still Wales starting to dominate possession a little bit now, and in a way it is somewhat familiar to the Denmark game, where the first 5 minutes Ireland did have a bit of pace, a bit of tempo, came rushing out of the blocks, but now it seems there is a bit more of a pattern emerging, and Wales have possession, but they're forced to go long. They're forced into making the mistake. It's Ashley William, the most experienced player on the pitch, who just kicks it aimlessly 80 yards forward and straight out of play for an Irish goal kick.
Too early to be bogged down on Saturday night. I'm going to keep positive and keep going on the front foot, and Ireland are even looking to play out from the back at this present moment, with 3 split on either side of Randolph. There you go, hit James McLean. If you're going to do it the Liverpool way, then you've got to be bright and smart from the goalkeeper.
I don't think Darren Randolph is quite Allison just yet. He's just going to send it straight down the middle, or just out to the right hand side. Matt Doherty will go up, gets the flick on towards O'Brien. Little touch from Williams forward, and Ben Davies have it, but Davies runs into Christie again, and here come Ireland now with O'Brien. Lays it off to Cyrus Christie. Nobody inside the area though, so he's forced to just check back, which he does. Doherty is there, inside to Arter. Midway inside the Welsh half, trying to slide it in behind for O'Brien, but O'Brien had just checked his run short, and that meant the pass forward from Arter was overhit, and in back to Wayne Hennessy.
If we are going to play that way, then we have to be patient on the ball. You always want them to cross the ball an old Irish way, get crosses in the box, a bit like Kenny Cunningham, or we need crosses in the box. If we're going to play 3-5-2, we're going to have to be patient. Sometimes you're going to find your centre forwards in a wide area.
Well, there was no one in the box. That's the problem.
Exactly.
When Christie had it.
Yeah. But keep the ball, be a bit patient. If Wales do it, they look like $1 million. If Ireland do it, we're like, oh, get the ball in the box.
So out to Ben Davies, who's the one Champions League player on show today. And now it's with Chester. Comes to this near side to Roberts. And Brooks, who's playing a lot of his football so far out in this right hand side. Allen, who I thought might be a bit more influential than he has been in the opening 20 minutes of this game. Still scoreless on off the ball. It's Nathan Murphy, Stephen Hunt with you. We're here all the way till 10 o'clock. Joel will have all the half-time and post-match analysis. And of course we'll have all the reaction from the Ireland camp on OTB AM from 7:45 tomorrow morning with Ger and Owen. So still Wales. So what's changed for Ireland over the last 10 minutes that suddenly Wales are just controlling this? As Williams goes long down the left hand side, trying to pick out Lawrence, well read by Keogh, and Arter decides to send it through the air out to this left hand side. It's chested down by McLean. It was a difficult ball to control, but he does well then to hook it over his head and send it towards Callum Robinson. Roberts' clearance is headed out of play then by James McLean. It will be a throw into Wales.
Yeah, Wales has had a bit of possession. Ireland haven't been able to press like they were early on and slightly deeper, but nothing to be panicky about yet, and Ireland still looking to go forward from a closing down position. We are that bit higher up the pitch, I have to say. We're 5-10 yards, 5 yards inside our own half, but Saturday night we were 10-15 yards all the time, too deep.
Well, Ireland could do with building a little bit of momentum here at the Aviva Stadium again. Won just one of our last 6 competitive games here. It's been anything but a fortress. The best results over the last couple of years, really since that night in Shane Long's goal, have come away from home.
There's the key to Ireland's press. James McLean being brave enough to leave Brooks behind him, knowing that Long is going to cover his position in a wide area. It's key for us to get up the pitch. It's key for us to win the ball back, and definitely when we're going forward.
Arter just gets there ahead of Tyler Roberts, back to Shane Duffy, and he gives it back to his goalkeeper.
James McLean is always looking over his shoulder to see if Long is able to take his position so he can go forward. It's a bad pass.
It is, but Ireland rescue the situation. However, Arter then gives it straight back to Allen again. Allen into a more central position, slid through towards Tyler Roberts by Brooks, but doesn't come off. Intercepted by Ireland. They just need to be careful with some of these passes around the back, as Christie now runs straight into Lawrence. Harry Wilson, Liverpool youngster on loan at Derby, lays it off to his left hand side to the feet of Davies, and then Brooks will give it back to Chester,
who has mastered the knuckleball Ronaldo free kick. Wilson.
Yeah, it really was one of the goals of the season so far, that free kick against Manchester United. Heavy challenge there from Roberts on McLean. That's an interesting old battle right down in front of us on this near side.
He's quite keen to get in there, wasn't he? You could see that reaction when he lost the ball, and it was McLean who had it. He was alright, have some back.
So free kick to Ireland, right in front of the technical area. Martin O'Neill, as always, perched on the edge of it. Roy Keane just standing at 5 yards straight behind him. And, well, just like the last night, they won't let James McLean take a throw in. Every time he picks it up, holds onto it for 20 seconds, and then eventually lets someone else take it. Sent up the line by Kevin Long, headed on by McLean towards Robinson, but swept back then to the Welsh goalkeeper by Chester. We've a tweet in from June Fardy. Evening, lads. Different code, I know, but would be remiss of you not to congratulate Stephen Hunt on Clonee GEA on winning the intermediate county final.
Yes, we've been a long time coming to get to the senior level, and we're obviously there, and well done to all the lads involved. I'm sure, listen, I haven't been around that much, if I'm honest with you, but obviously played for hurling for Clonee when I was younger, and still have fond memories.
Now the thunderclap, all it's doing is greeting another Welsh attack.
It's Clonee.
Clonee. I thought you were going back hurling.
I am. Sometime soon.
Now you're heading for 40, so we'll get a move on.
Seriously. 38.
A ball up the left-hand side for Wales, for Lawrence to try and chase down. Keogh steps across in front of him, hoops it straight out of play, not taking any chances, so it'll be a throw into Wales deep inside the Irish half. 24 minutes gone at the Aviva Stadium, and it's still scoreless.
Just brought me back to the number 11 jersey, Ryan Giggs, Croke Park, my home debut. Cruising past players, and Bosch have that.
You were him.
Well, actually I wasn't too bad on the night.
Now here are Wales down that left hand side. Davies pulls it back, and Duffy steps out just before it arrives to Tyler Roberts. Cleared out of play for another throw in over on that left hand side.
Christie and Doherty got done with a 1-2. I think it might have even been Arthur and Doherty got done with a 1-2, got in behind him. Very lucky actually.
Throw in. No real options over on that left hand side for Ben Davies, so he just threw it into the area there, and Tom Lawrence couldn't get on the end of it, but it's just going to be another throw in to Wales, this time taken short to the feet of Tyler Roberts. Davies gives it then to Wilson, but Wales forced all the way back to their own half, and now it's with James Chester.
Harry Arter's been very conservative with his tackling early on. He's working his feet hard actually, and it's better to have a holding midfielder, Kante type, that is going to work his feet. Obviously not putting him in the same bracket, but if you go to ground you're in trouble straight away, and he's working his feet nice and early, and it's good to see.
Well, very different from the opening 45 minutes in Cardiff, that's for sure, when Wales led 3-0 at half time.
Hennessy's very comfortable on the ball.
I know, in a way we should look at this through green tinted glasses, but you do miss the quality of Gareth Bale and the ability to just conjure something up. Aidan O'Brien putting some pressure on Hennessy as he steps out of his area and volleys that forward, and then Kevin Long, all he can do is head it out of play pretty much on the halfway line on this near side. The Welsh right for a throw in, which Conor Roberts is in a hurry to take, throws it up along the line for Brooks. He goes down looking for a free kick, doesn't get it, and in fact it came off his back, and it'll be a throw in to Ireland, which Kevin Long will take. The urgency and the intensity of the opening 10 minutes really dropped off now from an Irish point of view.
If you look at the shape now, everyone's nearly, bar Matt Doherty's in this side of the pitch. Just needs one good throw in, back to feet and a switch, and you almost have the whole pitch to run into if you're Matt Doherty.
That's a very big pitch, Stephen, as Martin O'Neill has been keen to point out.
Well,
what's he talking about?
19 players are outfield players, are on this side of the centre circle, and the whole pitch is spare on the other side. So one pass, there you go, hit it.
And Hendrick tries to hit that pass, but he just didn't have it in his locker this time. It was Matt Doherty over on the far side, just pretty much on the halfway line. Hendrick needed to volley that with the outside of his right boot.
If I was Jeff Hendricks, I'd be very worried. He's seeing the same picture as me. Never a good thing.
Now Williams again goes long towards Tyler Roberts, who will be probably growing a little bit frustrated. The youngster has had no real involvement in the game at all so far. Hendrick heads it forward. Brooks, a little nudge in the back from McLean, heads it out of play for another throw into Ireland. It's not great, is it?
Oh, Nate, leave me alone, will you? I'm trying to be positive here and go on.
We're not looking for you to be positive, we're looking for you to tell the truth.
Well, I don't think it's that bad, if I'm honest with you. I generally think we've been okay so far. We could be better.
And long forward, but volleyed clear again by Ashley Williams. And then Duffy's headed clearance is picked up by Tom Lawrence, been chased down again by Christie, as always. right old engine on Cyrus Christie, full of running, not giving any Welsh players over on that right hand side any time on the ball, playing in the same position tonight pretty much as he played on Saturday, which he said was the first time he'd ever played there since he was a 14-year-old. McLean has won it back now for Ireland. Aidan O'Brien has been a bit of a peripheral figure over the last few minutes, brings it forward, lays it off to McLean, then he gives it back to Hendrick, and Hendrick then back to the halfway line to Keogh, drifts over to the right hand side, thought about giving it to Doherty, instead plays a quick 1-2 with Christie, and now Arter's in space inside the centre circle, and it comes over to this near side again, the Irish left, with Kevin Long, and
that's
exactly what
Christie's got to turn now and get the ball at the pitch. He went back way too easy there where he could have turned and played forward. Just on going back to it, first 15 minutes very positive, the last 10 minutes very flat, you're right, but first 15 have been really good and good signs of Ireland progressing.
Well, I guess as well we shouldn't forget what a lot of these Irish players have gone through over the last year with the 5-1 defeat to Denmark and that 4-1 defeat in Cardiff. That's got to be in their minds. You do not want something like that happening here at the Aviva. They just want to keep it as tight as possible.
I don't think Wales have the quality tonight on show without the X factor to go and do that to Ireland, but if they do,
good evening questions to David Hellion, who is listening in on YouTube. You can listen to this if you want, if you're out travelling or you're sitting at home and you want this commentary to go with the TV, you can listen in on youtube.com/off the ball. David tuning in from Berlin this evening. Dean says it's a bit rough and ready so far, but at least the team is showing some intent. Well, that one big chance of the game so far has come for the Republic of Ireland. On 10 minutes, Cyrus Christie won the ball back off the Welsh defences. They were playing it around on the edge of the area. For a split second he had an open goal and he really needed to just bend it in at the back post. It was too central, and that allowed Wayne Hennessy to scamper back and get his palm onto it and save Wales. Since then, not a whole lot to shout about as Keogh plays the ball off the back of Cyrus Christie. He's facing his own goal at the outside of his right boot. He sweeps it back to Randolph, and Randolph then helps it on. Duffy along the ground forward to Robinson, who's found a little bit of space now to bring it over the halfway line. O'Brien is through the centre. McLean is out on the left hand side. He drifts towards this left hand side. Callum Robinson keeping hold of the ball, allows Wales to get men back to Hendrick. Hendrick, those ball is loose again, and this time it is Williams who steps out in front of O'Brien, but Ireland winning the second ball, and now it's with Cyrus Christie, who yet again just turns back to face his own goal and Harry Arter, and it's helped on to Long. Robinson was one of the few Irish players who every time he gets it turns towards the opposition goal, and now sprays a lovely ball over to that right hand side to Matt Doherty, who seemed to get caught in two minds as to whether to chest it down or to head it straight back to Cyrus Christie, and in the end he sort of did neither and just sort of glances off his head out of play for a throw in on the far side of the pitch.
Yeah, well played Robinson, got on the ball, got on a half turn and tried to hit him early. If anything, if you can hit him in behind their full back, he's in on goal. It was a difficult ball to take, but should have done better.
Hi lads, watching on the Welsh channel S4C, but listening to you on News Talk, this feels like a championship game. The midfield for Ireland unable to keep the ball, need some heads up football, says Cormac in Cork. Who's at fault for us not being able to keep the ball?
A little bit of everything really. Wales the last 10 minutes have had more possession. We've kept the ball, we just need to be more penetrating a little bit.
Hendrick rolls it out to Long. McLean thinks about making the run up the left hand side. He does. Long tried to play it through the air towards Callum Robinson, but Kevin Long must have played that ball 40 times over the last two nights, and I'm not sure he's managed to get it to an Irish player yet.
It's a difficult ball. It's a straight line ball over a winger with a fullback in behind as well to James McLean, who's got two men on him, so it is a difficult ball. We're going to have a long throw from 30 yards out. I'm not 100% sure. This is the right thing to get the crowd up.
This is all, and they need something because it's very, very quiet around the Aviva Stadium. This throw in is all of 30, if not 35 yards out on this near side, the Irish left. Cyrus Christie has come across, and they've sent the big men forward as well. This is what it's come to. Cyrus Christie throws it towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Duffy goes up, doesn't get anywhere near it. Headed clear, sent back in by James McLean, and then a sort of hooked and sliced volley from Aidan O'Brien had no real power behind it, and it's easily collected by Wayne Hennessy.
Yeah, Joe Allen jumped right into James McLean for a second ball on the edge of the box. It's a foul to Ireland, if I'm honest. Didn't even look at the ball, went straight for McLean. But we shouldn't be going to the throw in 30 yards out with 32 minutes gone in a game.
Now O'Brien does give away the free kick this time as Chester stepped out of the Welsh defence.
O'Brien is an old-fashioned centre forward. He's always looking, a Millwall player to a certain degree, always looking to pin the centre back, get his body in the way and bring people into play. He ain't going to run past people and go.
Now Wales over on that left-hand side. Davies diving in, and that was a bad challenge from Ben Davies, and he gets a yellow card, a deserved one. Just took a heavy touch there as he was trying to skip past an Irish defender, and then went off his feet and dived right in on Harry Arter, and Ben Davies gets Wales' first yellow card. It was a sort of Harry Arter style challenge on Harry Arter.
Yeah, initial reaction was it was clumsy, but obviously the Irish players have come around to have a little chat in the referee's ear. I think it's more clumsiness. Oh, actually it's a bad tackle. Looking back at the replay,
well, the referee was standing right over it and didn't hesitate in pulling out that yellow card for Davies. In fact, for a split second he looked like he was going to lunge in properly two-footed, but thought the better of it, Davies, and he receives a yellow card.
See, when we set out from the back, if you have your three centre backs split from a goal kick, for instance, it gives the centre forwards a lot more time, a lot more space, because it invites Spain invites Wales onto you to try and press you, and it gives you a bit more time for centre forwards to win a header.
We're certainly not watching Spain, that's for sure. And Connor Roberts to Tyler Roberts, or Tyler Roberts goes down under the challenge of Shane Duffy, doesn't do enough to draw the foul, so it'll be a throw into Wales, again pretty much on the halfway line. A lot of the game has been played on this near side, the Irish left, Welsh right. So still scoreless here and off the ball. 34 minutes gone between the Republic of Ireland and Wales in this Nations League clash.
It's a big ask for the Wales front four to go and cause damage to experienced defenders like we have on the show tonight. We should be comfortable pretty much most of the night, really.
Well, given away at the back by McLean. Roberts comes out to this right-hand side. Not too many options in the middle, but there are now. Plays a quick 1-2 with Brooks. Brooks with a chance, but is going to have to check his run. McLean is standing right in front of him and picked his moment perfectly to pounce and just put that ball out of play for another throw-in to Wales. They gained a few yards. They're not really going to take advantage of that, though. Thrown to be taken by Connor Roberts. Throws it into Brooks, 20 yards out. Joe Allen just overpowered there on the edge of the area by Christie, but picked up again by Brooks. 1-2 with Allen this time. It's a little bit predictable from Wales, though. Comes back, and first time cross from Connor Roberts is then side-footed towards the Irish goal by Tyler Roberts, and it forces Darren Randolph into a save.
Yeah, 1-2 edge of the box, good defending by Long. Come to it, you know what, it's a tidy little shot in a difficult situation for him. It was way behind him, and Roberts managed to get his foot around it and get it on target, but it would have been very difficult to score from there.
And that really is the first shot in anger of this game for Wales. Tyler Roberts, the 19-year-old lead striker who's looking for his first ever international goal. As I said, not many goals in this Welsh side. Tom Lawrence is actually their top scorer on the pitch, and he's only scored 3 international goals.
Tom Lawrence got loads of ability. Just where he fits into a team is his problem, and for me he's best on the left wing.
And diagonal ball forward there from Hendrick gives Doherty something to run onto, and he does manage to get there, and Doherty just trying to keep it in play as he bundled off it there on the end line. He's not. In fact, the corner kick is what is given in the end. His run had been tracked all the way by Ben Davies. Just put the head down, try to shoulder Davies out of the way. It was a good battle between the two. He was looking for the free kick, Doherty, but in the end he gets the corner kick.
That was the ball I was wanting Robertson to play earlier.
Well, that's the ball Matt Doherty's used to getting at Wolves all the time from one of the centre halves, from Cody or Bowley.
Yep.
He knows what to do when he receives it in that position, and he's done enough now to win a corner kick. It'll be taken over on the far side of the pitch in front of the travelling Welsh supporters. Around 2,000 of them have made the short trip over.
Yeah, Wales just leaving the 2 up now, where at the start they left 3 up, so
the referee just having a word with Ashley Williams, I think, about some of the pushing and shoving. Williams picking up Duffy on the edge of the area, sent in towards Shane Duffy. Duffy wins the header, but heads it straight at Hennessy.
Yeah, clean header as well. Good delivery, 8 yards out. Comfortable enough in the end for Hennessy. That's where you need a striker to be in front of the goal, to be poaching, may I say it, Robbie Keane.
Now, ball for Sarge Christie, an important tackle there, won by Williams. Hendrick has it inside the centre circle. He plays it to Harry Arter. Clearly no hard feelings between Arter and Keane after his return to the squad, starting both these games. Well, there mightn't be a full house here, but we do have a lot of people listening to us around the world at youtube.com/offtheball. Hello to Ken McGrath, who's listening in Georgia in the United States. Remember that time we were meant to go to the Masters, Stephen, and it just never happened.
And what, Off the Ball did your own thing? Don't get me started.
No, we whoa.
Be very
I'm tempted to bring
then.
back up Joe Malloy's microphone here. We did all booked. We told people we were coming to the Masters. You were organising it. You had the tickets.
Yeah, lads, come on.
It never happened. That's a story for a different day.
Yep.
38 minutes gone, still scoreless.
How was the Ryder Cup, Nate?
Ryder Cup, yeah, tough work, but we got there.
Cheers
We got
for the
there.
invite.
Well, you know, it was tough going, but we survived. We worked hard. All that time inside the ropes following Tiger. Oh, it's a tough life, I'll tell you at times. This is the punishment, though. This is the punishment. The job, it takes away sometimes as well. All right. A lot of throw-ins down this near side. Now there's one for the Republic of Ireland. Evan Twomey's listening in Toronto. Angry Red 69 is listening in Perth. It is 3 a.m. in Perth. Now that is dedication, staying up till 3 a.m. to listen to a Republic of Ireland international, but it is good to have you with us. Ashley Williams just on the edge of his own area, lays it back to Wayne Hennessy, who then side foots it high into the air, where it is won in the air by Richard Keoghan. He also manages to draw the foul there out of Tom Lawrence, so it'll be a free kick to Ireland on the halfway line. And we saw this as well on Saturday night. Actually, in these situations, Ireland sometimes do decide to send the big men forward, even from this very deep position.
We'll interrupt. Breaking news: Roy Keane has had a shave. Is that any good for you?
It's as good as it gets right now. What does it mean?
I don't know.
Some pop psychology here of Roy Keane's mood. Free kick is not sent long. Instead, it's come to this left-hand side with Kevin Long, and he plays it to Jeff Hendrick, and inside the centre circle is Cyrus Christie. He just leaves it then for Hendrick.
Oh, Matt Doherty just made a run that I've seen very often inside the fullback.
Wasn't spotted though, as Ireland came out this left-hand side again. Robinson trying to find McLean, cut out by Roberts, so it's a throw into Ireland midway inside the Welsh half. Here is Callum Robinson. What have you made of his first half performance as he dinks that ball in there to Aidan O'Brien? O'Brien chests it down and goes down under pressure from Williams, appeals for the free kick, but nothing going from the referee.
Just a little bit high for Aidan O'Brien to gain control of the ball, but he tried his best to win a free kick. The Wild centre halves are too experienced to give one away. We've been okay, you know. I'm pretty positive about this again. We look good shape. Just trying to stay on the ball a bit better than what we did the other night wouldn't have been hard.
A draw probably won't do a huge amount for Ireland's hopes of getting promoted, but maybe it can be better than that as the ball is played in from the left-hand side from Hendrick. Helped on then, and a volley from Robinson from inside the D comes back off the Welsh midfielder, and it's cleared by Wales, but that was good, quick passing from Hendrick to O'Brien. Good hold-up play, laid it back for Callum Robinson, and his volley just from the edge of the D was blocked down at close range.
Yeah, that was as good as it got the last two games. If managed a good interaction, good movement from the players, and great defending by the Welsh defender and midfielder. Good block. 23.
And here's Matt Smith. We haven't seen a huge amount of Matt Smith really so far. Just anchoring that midfield alongside Joe Allen, and it is Allen who's on the ball now. Rolls it along the ground to Brooks. He loves to step in from that right hand side. Back with Allen now, 30 yards out. There was a little bit of space in front of him. He gets it back again, and now it's Smith. Wales have 4 players in and around the edge of the area. Allen over to Davies on that left hand side, and then Lawrence plays a quick one too with Davies, but Ireland with 10 men back behind the ball, making it difficult for Wales to find a pocket of space. Davies up along that line towards Joe Allen, but they have done enough, Ireland, to force Wales. In fact, it just came off a toe of an Irish player, so it was a throw into Wales, but they're forced all the way back again inside their own half with Ashley Williams.
Yeah, just going back to that chance, it was a fantastic block by Smith. A real good goal scoring opportunity for Robinson, a great block.
Yeah, still looking for his first international goal, Callum Robinson. This just his 4th appearance. He's been in decent form for Preston this season. 5 goals already in the championship, and well, definitely Ireland's best passage of play from the game so far. Good forward role as well from Aidan O'Brien in holding the ball up and getting it back to Callum Robinson.
Yeah, if Robinson had spotted Matt Doherty to his right, he might have rolled him in on goal.
It looks as though Robinson may have fouled Harry Wilson there. The referee didn't give the free kick, so Ireland can come away. Arthur to this left-hand side to McLean. McLean holds on to it, plays it back to Hendrick, who's sort of liable to pop up anywhere around that midfield at the moment. And it goes back to Shane Duffy. Duffy helps it on to Keogh.
There is more fluency with the three in midfield, I have to say. Christie is coming to the left, Hendricks is going to the right. Harry Arter most of the time is holding midfield, but they look better than what they did the other night for sure.
2.5 minutes to go until half time, and still we wait for the first goal. It feels like an eternity since we've seen one. We haven't seen too many chances over these couple of games either.
I said it all right. How can we get better? Can we take a chance? Can we play a right back and a right side centre half position if we want to get better on the ball? They're the decisions Martin O'Neill will have to make if we want to score more goals.
So you think if Seamus Coleman comes back, you could play Christie, Doherty and play Coleman instead of Richard Keogh?
Yeah, well, either three. In a modern way of game, there's not many crosses in the box. You need fast players around that area to defend well in a wide area. So yeah, of course, either three. One of them three would be good for us.
Well, Wales, much like Ireland when they don't have the ball, getting back to their structure quite quickly, and a similar pattern with Ireland, just struggling to find any way through, and now they lose it through McLean. Brooks comes away, gives it to Wilson. Wilson trying to find Roberts then on this right hand side, and Harry Wilson hasn't had much of an impact in this first half. Another one of those young Welsh players, just 21.
This game is there for the taking, mate. If we can up the tempo a little bit, be a bit more aggressive in the final third and on set pieces, we can score some goals tonight.
It's been a pretty dead first half atmosphere wise.
You asked me why I say that to a certain degree, because Wales haven't showed much going forward, so I don't think they have anything to worry about at the back.
Well, much like on Saturday night, you felt if Denmark had Christian Eriksen, they would have won that game. In Wales tonight, it's impossible to know what would have happened if Bale and Ramsey were playing, but that is the one area that they're lacking. Into the centre to Allen, and then Williams helps it on to Davies. So the final minute of this first half, can't imagine there's going to be a huge amount of time added on at the end of the 45.
I was tempted to bring my dog in tonight, but then I seen Kevin Kilban had the dog in and the whole world is talking about it.
What sort of dog do you have? Can't believe it's come to this. It's not even half time.
I don't have any dog, but I just wanted to see your reaction there with Kevin Kilban bringing his dog into studio.
And Keith Andrews did it as well. It's the pattern for former players. You're more than welcome.
I'll have a go.
And Wales still just playing it out really as we come to the end of this first half. It'll be interesting to see what Martin O'Neill's attitude is in the second. Does he try and go for the win? Now Ireland have some defending to do though. Tom Lawrence on the edge of the area almost slides it through to Roberts, and Keogh gets an important touch in just as Lawrence tried to get away from him inside the area. Was that 1 minute of injury time added on at the end of this first half? It is, and it is going to finish with Wales on the attack. Davies to Roberts on the edge of the area, so still some defending for Ireland to do, and Tyler Roberts just aimlessly lobs it over the Irish defence. Ben Davies didn't read that at all, and it's back at the feet of Darren Randolph, and that should be that at the end of the 45.
They got just inside the lines, they broke the lines for the first time, and as a back three you narrow up and you defend if five if possible, but the back three did a good job there.
Clearance from Randolph isn't won in the air by Robinson. Williams got his head on that, and Keogh falls over under a tackle from Wilson, and it goes all the way back to Darren Randolph again. Colley says there's a lot of redecorating going on tonight. I'm painting the new gaff in Luxembourg, lads. This commentary makes it easy work. Does that mean it's essentially watching paint dry? Would that sum up the opening 45 minutes?
No, I don't think it is. I generally think it's been okay, but it could be better. It could be more aggressive going forward, but first half it is what it is.
Alright, so the half-time whistle has gone here at the Aviva Stadium. Republic of Ireland 0, Wales 0. Republic of Ireland had the best chance of the game. Cyrus Christie stealing the ball off the Welsh defence at the edge of the area. For a split second it looked as though it was an open goal, but Wayne Hennessy managed to scamper back quickly enough to keep out Christie's shot. Tyler Roberts had one opportunity that was a pretty tame effort for Wales. That's about it for the visitors, who really do look quite lacklustre without Bale, Ramsey and Ampadu. And then there was a header from Shane Duffy and a volley for Callum Robinson in the closing 10 minutes of the half. Ireland probably the better team, but really 0-0 at half time, probably a fair result, Joe.
Yeah, it sure is. The other half times, Germany in a bit of trouble of late, are 1-0 up on the French. Ukraine 1, Czech Republic 0. Obviously 0-0 here in Dublin. Bulgaria 1-0 down to Norway. Cyprus 1-0 up away to Slovenia. And Stephen Hunt, you think that was pretty good stuff? You're happy enough?
I'm content. I can tell the two of you either side of me disagree.
No, I thought it was okay, actually.
Yeah, I generally think it's okay. I think it's there for us to win the game if we want to win it. Now, has the manager got in his locker to motivate a bunch of players to try and win the group if we win tonight and keep them motivated after the poor start?
Or certainly avoid relegation into Tier 3, our third seed for the Euro 2020 draw. Like, it's there, as you said a few times in commentary, it's there for the team. What you want is the likes of Christie to turn on the ball a bit more. You want them to take a few more chances and try and score a goal, because when they've been dispossessed, it's not like Wales will then rip them open, and that should be the big message, I suspect, at half-time.
Yeah, can Christie turn more on the ball and play forward? Robinson's getting into good positions to receive the ball. He's looked bright on the ball. He sees passes. You can tell his vision is there to be involved in the game.
Yeah, he's been very good.
Yeah. Can the right side centre half, Keogh, step out with the ball? He's better than Long, because Long's on his right foot playing left side of centre half, so he's more natural coming out with it. Can we manoeuvre the ball with 3 or 4 passes to step in and play in their half?
Yeah. Well, it's quite nice to have the international audience with us this evening. Nathan, the thoughts of somebody doing their kitchen in Luxembourg and listening, I quite like. So I think to brighten up half-time, you can ask Stephen Hunt any questions you want.
Anything.
And we'll put them to him after the break. Anything and everything.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, great. You've signed up to that. Agreed. Yeah. Done. Back in a second.
Off the Ball on News Talk.
As you know, on Lunchtime Live, we like to rip up the running order and go completely unscripted. And this Friday, we're handing over the reins to you once again. We want you to share your stories and set the agenda on Friday's show. Any topic, any area, from anyone. You have full control for the 2 full hours. Email us your ideas now on lunchtimelive@newstalk.com and have your say.
Lunchtime Live.
And unscripted.
With Ciara Kelly.
Thanks to VideoDoc. This Friday from midday.
On News Talk.
Buying a house shouldn't be all about red tape. It should be about rolling out the red carpet. My Sherry Fits is an online platform that allows you to make offers, see other offers, contact your agent and book viewings. All online, anytime you like. It's an entirely new way to buy a home, built on everything we've always believed in. Find out more at mysherryfits.ie. Sherry Fitzgerald. It's not just about property, it's about people.
Some bus routes in Dublin are now operated by Go Ahead Ireland on behalf of Transport for Ireland. So if you take the 45A, 59, 63 or 75, keep an eye out for the new look buses. On board it'll be business as usual with the same fares and TFI Leap Card, free travel pass, Dublin Bus Rambler, monthly and annual tax saver tickets all valid on these services. And what's more, some routes will have enhanced frequency. For more information and to view route timetables, visit transportforireland.ie.
This week at Expert Electrical, when you purchase a Dyson V8 Animal or a Dyson V7 Motorhead, we'll give you a complete home cleaning accessory kit. Don't miss out, only while stocks last. With 67 stores nationwide, there's a local expert near you. Find yours at expert.ie. Terms and conditions apply.
Bruce Betting Sportsbook, Casino and now Live Casino. Download the Bruce Betting app to see why for the Premier League, Bruce Betting are giving you more. With price boosts, live in-play betting, cash out and ACCA insurance. Make Bruce Betting your Premier League bookmaker. Bruce Betting, in-store, online and now on your phone. Please gamble responsibly. See dunlewy.net.
At the Cork International Hotel, we really care about your business. Whether it's a conference, an event or a meeting, we will ensure your business gets a standing ovation. Call our dedicated team today to discuss your next event in Cork's leading business hotel. Visit corkinternationalhotel.com.
Off the Ball. This is News Talk.
Welcome back. Half-time at the Aviva Stadium. Ireland 0, Wales 0. The big chance coming on 10 minutes where Cyrus Christie took his chance too early, frankly. He was in on goal. Ball fell to him. Brooks was pressed, lost possession in the Welsh area. Hennessy scrambled back and Christie tried to side-foot the ball into the far right corner. Hennessy, in fairness, guessed he was going to do that and got a great hand to it. You just wish that Christie had taken a touch because Hennessy was committed. And that was the big moment, Stephen Hunt. That came on 10 minutes. I would say if I was to boil down the half for those of us joining us late, first 10-15, Ireland really tried to keep the ball, really made a big effort, often going nowhere. They had the Christie chance. Middle period, Wales dominated possession, didn't create anything massive, and then a reasonable finish to the half for Ireland, culminating in a great piece of football on 40 minutes. Hendrick down the left, O'Brien helped it on to Robson, who's been very good, Robinson, and his shot was blocked down. That's about where we are.
Yeah, 100% I would agree with you. It hasn't been as negative as the other night. It's been more positive in my opinion. The overall half, we started bright for 5-6 minutes the other night, and after that it was the last 10 minutes we come good again. So we've been more positive on the front foot. Without the ball, we're higher up the pitch. There's more pressure on Wales. Wales don't look like they're going to score in behind. Either did Denmark the other night. So there is that time we don't look like conceding a goal. And if you don't concede a goal, you've got a chance of doing things going forward.
So the back three are all getting on the ball and trying to pass, and they are passing into midfield. Too often, particularly in Christie's case, which is understandable because he's played one game in there since he was 14. So he must be terrified to have players all behind his back suddenly. He's going straight back to those defensive three. Hendrick and Arthur are doing a bit more at times. I'll tell you who really gets turned is Callum Robinson. Every time he gets it, he's trying to turn. We need more of that.
Yeah, because he's coming from a deeper position.
There's more space around him.
More space for him to be able to manoeuvre himself into a position. But he's used to doing that at club level.
Yeah.
Christie is not, and I go back to it. It'd be the same if I was in there. I couldn't play.
Yeah.
I find it difficult to turn on the ball, and you have a strength. My strength was physical. Christie's is physical. He covers ground. I'm sure Martin would play me in there too if I was 28 years of age, but I wouldn't be comfortable in there, and I'd do a job for the team, and I'd cover ground, and I would make tackles, and I would look solid.
Yeah.
But Hendricks looks a different player in there. He's comfortable. He's staying on the ball for that extra 1 or 2 seconds. He's looking to play with Harry Arter, and we look more dangerous down this side on the back of it.
Yeah. You're one of these Hendricks people, are you?
I am from a deeper position. I thought he was lost the other night.
No, I mean Hendricks. It's Hendrick.
Hendrick.
Eamon Dunphy calling him a Hendricks for about 10 years has ruined everyone.
I'm in good company.
You had one or two things to say there in the back, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
We're a game and a half into this back three, and they haven't put a foot wrong so far. But they're playing a very, very young attacking player up front who's had no impact at all. Tyler Robinson's 19. Do we need 3 centre halves?
Yes, we do, but we need him to step out with the ball. If the worst thing Martin O'Neill could do now is play this back three, we don't concede a goal, and all of a sudden we go to a back four. These 2 games, we've kept the clean sheet, it's done its job. We just need to be better. We can be more expansive. We can play long maybe, not play him. You can play Keogh. You can play Matt Doherty, Christie in a right side centre half position. If he wants to get Christie in the team, which very much sounds like he needs to get Christie in his team for his own sanity, then you play him right side centre half or a wing back. Seamus Coleman can play right side centre half. Do you know why? Because he'd love to do anything for Ireland. He'd buy into the situation and would go with it for the team, and he's quick and he's strong on his feet.
Yeah. I mean, it's been noticeable, I think. One of the reasons perhaps the team has a bit more fluency in comparison to Saturday is they have the benefit of having played together on Saturday. So you'd have to say McLean, for people watching on the radio, listening on the radio rather, McLean is a bit further up the pitch for sure. I would still say we're not seeing anything close to the best of Matt Doherty.
No, but I said to Nathan before the game on Saturday, I don't know what we expect of Matt Doherty. He's a good solid defender. He's a good attacker. He's playing in a Wolves team that's worth a lot more money than this team put together, the Irish team, let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
And they have loads of players around him where he gives the ball to them and he uses his skills going forward, his positivity with his running power to go and make things happen.
There's a moment or two where he did make a run in behind Davis and he wasn't picked out, and you could kind of see he almost stopped and threw his hands up as if to say, I'm used to getting that ball.
He sees that, he makes that run 50 times in a Wolves shirt, and not once, only once tonight has he done it in the 2 games.
And we saw it only one time has it been picked out, that pass from Jeff Hendrick, which is the ball that they play to him at Wolves 10 times every game. But also at Wolves, they dominate possession. Moutinho and Navas in the middle of midfield control games. When he gives it inside, it doesn't come back for he's time to think about it. He just doesn't have that.
And he has Costa inside him, who comes into a little pocket of space where he literally just passes it in a straight line back inside and goes down the outside.
Well, look, it's been the kind of performance thus far where Martin O'Neill can come out in the press conference, if it stays like this in the second half, and say, well, that was much better, we played better football further up the pitch and all that kind of stuff. It's suddenly becoming apparent the important thing tonight is not to be third seeds for the Euro 2020 draw on December 2nd, and at the moment we need to win one of these 2 last games against either Wales or Denmark in Copenhagen. Short break, and then Nathan and Stephen Hunt on the far side with the second half.
Get up-to-the-minute news updates at newstalk.com and on the Newstalk app.
Every brand has a story. Some are built over decades, others over centuries. Discover the German car brand meticulously engineered over 120 years to bring you our cleanest, most efficient engines yet. Discover Opel. Come and celebrate Opel's 120-year anniversary event at your local Opel dealership. Choose your perfect 191 Opel, then choose your preferred offer, like 0% PCP or HP finance, a guaranteed minimum of €3,000 scrappage, or 3 years free servicing. Opel's 120-year anniversary event until October 31st. Visit your Opel dealership for more. Opel. The future is everyone's. Terms and conditions apply.
Upgrade your home to a Fairco home and experience the highest level of styling, craftsmanship and security.
I'm Jim Toll from Fairco Windows and Doors. Our handmade lifestyle range has no weak points, are independently certified as impossible to break into, and come with energy-saving EcoGlass as standard. See fairco.ie.
It all looks better through a Fairco window.
Just imagine Christmas Day
Climbing frames.
with a gift from NI Climbing Frames.
Climbing frames.
And now there's such an easy way to pay when you join our Christmas club today.
Climbing frames.
I think it's mad that everyone thinks all insurers are the same. Chill Insurance compares 14 different insurers to get you the best deal. Chill Insurance Limited, trading as Chill Insurance, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Dad, can you help me with my homework?
Sure, son. Ask away.
Okay. Name me a famous revolutionary leader.
That's easy. That'd be Apple Green. You see, with Fuel Good, Apple Green were the first to deliver quality fuels that saved you up to 4 cents a litre. 2 P's on Apple Green there, son.
Are you sure about this?
Positive, son. Savings of up to 4 cents a litre.
The revolution is Fuel Good from Apple Green. Our most advanced fuel ever at no extra cost. Apple Green. Low fuel prices, always.
Off the ball. This is News Talk.
Ireland picking their moment to press and forcing Wales back to their goalkeeper. Hennessy being closed down by Aidan O'Brien. What a big night. Just frame, oh, mistake in the back by Wales. Cyrus Christie's in. Oh, and it's saved by Wayne Hennessy. What a chance for Ireland.
That was the big moment, really. 10 minutes in, Christie with the best chance of the match thus far, 0-0 at half-time. Some key questions coming in from the listeners from all around the world. Robert Jameson is listening to our live stream on YouTube. Hi, Stephen Hunt. If you were to get a dog, what would your preferable breed be? Thanks.
Labradoodle. I ain't joking.
There's another text in saying, hi, Stephen, if you were a dog, what breed would you be?
Cockapoo.
Observation. Rottweiler.
I'd be a terrier, yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a terrier.
Trying to think what your hair reminds me of as a dog.
Oh, it's wild tonight. It's been a long day.
Hi, Stephen. Do you often go through a day just having cups of coffee and no food, wonders Tom? Good question.
Do you know what? No, but I've been...
You look washed out to me. Are you getting nutrients?
No, I'm good. I'm actually pretty good. I just need a bit of me time, I think, in the next few weeks, and then that recharge the batteries and go again.
How much caffeine do you have every day?
I had on average 4 to 5 cups. Yeah. But my daily work at the moment is probably, not including the kids' school run, drop them to school and then I'm on to about 11 o'clock at night after that, from 9 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. People may not realise you're an agent with maybe 20, 25 players on the books, so you just travel around and see them play the matches and keep on top of stuff.
Keep on top of things, yeah. Listen, it's not all about going to matches, it's about being in the office sometimes and getting about. At the moment I'm going to a lot of games and this time of the year.
So you're knocking back the coffee all day?
Yeah, right times, and you generally find yourself getting home at 11 but being awake till 1.
Ah, well, you're going to have to start getting on green tea after 6 in the evening.
Oh, it's not for me, I can't do it.
Well, you're going to have to try.
Joe Malloy's clean living. It's the way forward.
Maybe 10 days holidays.
I'm the same. I have to knock coffees back to get through and off the ball these days, so I'm up till 1 or 2 as well.
That and plenty more.
Yeah. Quick question. What player do you think needs to play for Ireland who isn't in the squad right now, says Ross McCarrick?
Oh, good question. I'm half afraid to say a young boy that's at Tottenham and played for 19s today. He was excellent and scares the life out of him. He's playing the Spurs 23s, but
what's his name?
Troy Powers. Within 2 years will be playing for Ireland.
What, is he a forward?
He's a centre forward, but played right wing today and in a 4-2-3-1 formation, which all underage Irish teams play, and looks very comfortable.
Second half about to go, Nathan.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to have any changes either at the break. Republic of Ireland 0, Wales 0. As Joe said, if we want to avoid relegation from Group 4 in League 2 in the Nations League, we really need to win this game. It's worth noting that actually, if you want to get really complicated in this, every point counts in terms of the playoffs that are coming in March 2020 for Euro 2020. So you definitely don't want to lose, because, well, relegation as well has some long-term ramifications. And also, if Ireland were to lose, well, it would be a very interesting few weeks for Martin O'Neill between now and the trip to Denmark. So we are back underway. The Republic of Ireland attacking down to our right-hand side, down towards the largest group of Irish supporters, certainly the most vocal group of Irish supporters in that bigger south stand. Ireland in green, Wales in red. The Irish team, in case you missed it, if you're just joining us, Darren Randolph in goal, a back three of Keogh, Duffy and Long. Kevin Long has been booked in the first half. Doherty and McLean are the wing backs. Arter, Christie and Hendrick in midfield, and Callum Robinson playing just behind Aidan O'Brien. Ireland on the attack straight away with Callum Robinson. Can't get away from Ashley Williams though, who held his ground well. And now here come Wales on this near side. But again, sloppy pass from Tom Lawrence. Lawrence has been really disappointing, as is Harry Wilson so far. And well, Tyler Roberts hasn't really made an impact. The Wales team, Wayne Hennessy in goal. Their back four, Roberts, Chester, Williams and Davies. Matt Smith and Joe Allen in the middle of midfield. It's Brooks on the right, Lawrence on the left, and Wilson playing in the middle behind the 19-year-old Tyler Roberts. So that the Welsh side for this second half. And a clear night in Dublin. And Ireland and Aidan O'Brien trying to get forward down the right hand side, just manhandled Ben Davies and gives away the free kick.
This second half you're relying on one or two players in the Ireland camp to be really energetic with his teammates, trying to get them up for the second half and make sure they come out on the front foot and not let this second half die.
Among the options on the bench in this second half for Martin O'Neill, Shane Long, who isn't fully fit but could make an impact, Martin O'Neill says, in the closing stages. Shoney Maguire just back from several injury problems but has played for Preston, and maybe he could get 10-15 minutes. Scott Hogan hasn't played at all this season, is another attacking option on the bench. But the players on the pitch right now, Aidan O'Brien leading the line, gives it back to Jeff Hendrick, 30 yards out from the Welsh goal, steps out to the left hand side and passes to McLean. McLean cross in, oh, it's headed clear by Chester as Robinson was waiting to pounce, and then Arter goes up battling and wins the header in midfield. Christie though is out muscled on this near side by Lawrence, who saw for a second a little sliver of space but couldn't attack it. Arter though plays the ball off Lawrence and then just clips the heels there of Matt Smith, who takes the quick free kick very quickly and somewhat needlessly. Maybe a bit of inexperience showing there from the 18-year-old, because it's hoofed clear then by Richard Keogh. Back to the halfway line. O'Brien does well this time just to shield the ball away from Williams. It's very, very tight this time on the near side once again, even though it is now the Welsh right, or the Irish right and the Welsh left.
How old is Harry Arter tonight?
Harry Arter is what, 28?
Yeah.
What's your point?
Move his feet a lot better for a 28-year-old. He's got to be quicker, sharper. It's not 38.
Aidan O'Brien trying to bundle his way through two Welsh defenders. Ben Davies did well yet again.
And the more I see of him, the more I realise why he gets so many bookings, because he just ain't quick on his feet to get around the place.
And Matt Doherty forward to the feet of O'Brien, just on the right hand side of the penalty area, lays it off to Christie, who again first inclination is to go backwards, and she does to Richard Keogh. Keogh then gives it away at no real idea of who he wanted to pass that to, and coming away at real pace for Wales is Harry Wilson, and then he's brought down by James McLean, and McLean ain't going to get with another one. And James McLean knew exactly what he was doing. A cynical foul there as Harry Wilson just tried to chop inside. He'd skip past three Irish players. McLean gets a booking, and that means he is going to miss the trip to Denmark next month.
Well, he's taken one for the team there. I was very critical of him in the first half of the way he defended and fouled the man, but today he had covered two or three Irish bodies there. He come across right from his left wing back position to a central position to stop somebody on the counter attack.
Well, that's what Harry Wilson can do. Very highly rated still at Liverpool, signed a new contract before he went out and loaned to Derby County, and he just breezed past Harry Arter like he wasn't there, and McLean picks up the booking. So that's something else for Martin O'Neill to have to think about ahead of the trip to Aarhus in a month's time. So Wales take the free kick. It comes to nothing though. It's just sent long diagonal ball from left to right and straight out of play from Davies.
Enda Stevens is buzzing. James McLean is suspended, and Stephen Ward is thinking, do I come back and play for my country one more time?
Well, Stephen Ward is out with an injury.
Yes, he'll be back.
He will be back and available, which may be an interesting subplot in itself. 5 minutes gone in the second half, still scoreless. You're listening to Off the Ball and News Talk on this Tuesday night. Nathan Murphy and Stephen Hunt with you. We are here till 10. 53106, the text number. Throw into Wales over on the far side of the pitch. certainly filled up a little bit since 10 minutes before kick-off. There's definitely 30,000 here at the very least, I would say. Which all in all, considering recent results and it being a Tuesday night, probably isn't a bad attendance.
Even if there is 2,000 tickets free.
I'd say that is a conservative estimate. Now, Joe Allen, quicker football now from Wales. Matt Smith helps it on to Davies. There's a little bit of space and green grass in front of him over on this left-hand side. Thought about giving it to Lawrence, instead gives it back into the centre circle to Chester. A little bit of dangerous play there from Wales, but they managed to get away with it as Allen gives it over to the right-hand side, and it's picked up just before it goes out for a throw-in by Conor Roberts of Swansea City.
Ashley Williams has lost some weight again, I think. In fairness to him, he looks physically fitter than what he was at Swansea for sure. If you remember a few games we were watching, he looked gone to me, he looked finished, but I think Gary Rowett has got him fit as Stoke.
Wales make the mistake, throw into Ireland midway inside the Welsh half. Doherty gives it to Robinson, back to goal. Does very well though to flick it out to the left hand side to McLean. McLean chance to get the cross in, sends that cross in deep, and it almost comes to Robinson again, but it's just collected at the second time of asking by Hennessy. That's a couple of times now already at the start of this second half. There's been acres of space out on that left hand side for McLean, just hasn't been able to find an Irish player with the cross. Starting to open up a little bit now. Wales on the far side of the pitch, their right hand side with Roberts. Gives the ball to Tyler Roberts, who has dropped deep, going to have a little bit of a run at Kevin Long, who can't foul him. He's been booked, and Tyler Roberts' pass comes to nothing. He just chips it into the penalty area, and it's comfortably collected by Darren Randolph. Been very disappointing, Tyler Roberts.
Yes, just hasn't got in the game, and when he does get in the game, he's in wide areas, doesn't look like a goal threat at all.
Darren Randolph taking his time.
Can Martin look at maybe one or two subs already? O'Brien looks a little bit fatigued with international football and everything that goes with it, and he needs to either Shoney Maguire, Shane Long, is he fit to play?
Hennessy being closed down by Robinson. Well, Aidan O'Brien did score in his Ireland debut against Poland, but he's only one other goal so far this season, that right back on the opening weekend of the season for Millwall. He hasn't scored in his last 11 club appearances and hasn't really had a clear sight on goal at all tonight.
But scored in Poland, deserved his start. Whenever you score a goal as a striker, you always deserve to play.
Tom Lawrence has volleyed that high into the air, one in the air by James McLean, only as far as Chester, helped on by Conor Roberts out to that right hand side to Brooks, and Brooks then goes down under the heavy enough tackle in there by Jeff Hendrick.
Clumsy.
And is it going to be a free kick or a throw in? Bjorn Kuiper, as the referee, just strolls over to have a look and make his final decision. And it was his trailing leg that Jeff Hendrick caught Brooks, and Brooks still down. He's got a sore ankle, so the referee just making sure he's alright, not going to need any treatment.
If anything, Jeff Hendricks is the one who's come out worse of it.
You're criticising Harry Arter's pace. A text in FIFA 2015, Stephen was rated as 69 in the pace category. In FIFA 2018, Harry Arter is rated as 67. So you were 2 points faster than him.
Tell him to get a life.
Who, Harry Arter or the texter?
FIFA lover. No, come on.
Would you say that to we have one of the world leading FIFA players in the Ireland squad in David Myler. We are back underway. Both Hendrick and Brooks are okay to continue. Now, Aidan O'Brien on this right hand side gives it back to Matt Doherty. Doherty almost plays it inadvertently off O'Brien, and Wales come away with it on the halfway line with Joe Allen. Allen drifting into a more central position, flicked on by Wilson, back to Roberts. The space out on that right hand side for Brooks, and it's rolled along the ground to David Brooks, who has Kevin Long isolated again, stepped away from him, but then lost control of the ball, and it's picked up in the edge of the Irish area by Jeff Hendrick. We have seen already a couple of occasions where David Brooks is starting to take on Kevin Long. Probably his manager's had a word, I guess, and said, he's on a yellow card, will you run at him?
Yeah, even then Brooks should have done better. He come inside and give away the ball, but listen, he's only a young lad. He's had a fantastic start to the season with Bournemouth.
Ben Davies looking very, very frustrated as the offside flag goes up there for Tyler Roberts. Played it in towards the feet of Roberts, but he wanted Roberts to come a little bit deeper. Didn't happen, and he couldn't hide it. Ben Davies. Shane Long is about to make an appearance, so obviously the little niggle he had, I don't know if you heard exactly what it was.
If I'm honest with you, I don't think he's had a niggle at all. I just think he wanted to look after him for Southampton's goodness.
So Shane Long about to come on in the next couple of moments.
It's the what if he had to get injured playing for Ireland tonight, having played 2 games in the back. I'm sure Mark Hughes wouldn't have been happy.
So the change, you called it. It is Aidan O'Brien, who got 55 minutes. As always with any Irish player, really, no shortage of endeavour from Aidan O'Brien. But Shane Long, I'm sure, can sympathise with him and the lack of opportunities that he got in front of goal tonight. So Shane Long comes on for the final 35 minutes of this game, winning his 82nd cap for Ireland tonight. The Tipperary man, can he break his long duck without an international goal? It's over 2 years since he last scored for Ireland.
I have to say, he looked very bright on Saturday night from an Ireland point of view, with limited opportunities to go forward with the ball. Did very well for us.
Wilson helps it on to Allen. Midway inside the Irish half, it comes to Davies on this left-hand side. Lawrence made the run in front. It's back to Joe Allen again, and he returns the ball to Davies. And this is very like the Denmark game. Ireland with 9-10 men back behind the ball, no space for the opposition at all, forcing them back towards the halfway line. And now David Brooks over on the right-hand side, trying to help it on to Conor Roberts, who did score a great goal in the 4-1. He goes down under the tackle and wins the free kick, and it is Harry Arter sliding in just about 4 yards outside the penalty area, who gives away a free kick. Was it needless, or was it just more accidental from Arter?
He actually went to ground too early and missed the ball. He should have got the ball with his leg, missed it, and gave away the foul again. I don't like defensive midfielders going to ground.
Well, exactly. You spoke about this a lot on Saturday night. He goes to ground every single time, and it was absolutely needless there. Could well have picked up a yellow card. He got away with it, Harry Arter, but it is a free kick to Wales in a very dangerous position. It's 20 yards out, just to the right of centre. It's Harry Wilson, who we know can whack these in.
Is it almost too close for the knuckle ball to get it up and over the wall and down?
He might have to try something slightly different. I would have thought maybe it would be Ben Davies' territory. We've seen him score these sort of free kicks for Spurs, but it does look as though it's Harry Wilson who scores for Wales. The youngster's done it again. Smashed the free kick past Darren Randolph, and he runs to celebrate with those Welsh supporters. And the storm clouds start to gather over Martin O'Neill once again. It's Republic of Ireland 0, Wales 1, Harry Wilson.
Oh, I couldn't get in, Nate. Just before he hit it, I said, don't get done your side, Randolph. Your side, you moved. Stay still yourself. He's moved a step too much. Goal.
That's a goalkeeping error, there's no doubt about that. He thought he was going to try to bend it in to the near side. Instead, Harry Wilson sent it to the back post. Randolph had taken a step to his left and he couldn't get back, and Ireland find themselves a goal down at home.
Oh, it's a massive mistake by the goalkeeper.
Just a point, because I know we're criticising Randolph, but looking again at Arter's tackle on the replay, he slid in early, fair enough, you say that's fine. He actually got to the ball first and then sort of pulled out of the challenge. I mean, if he had just actually decided, well, I'm sliding early, I'm going to kick the ball, he would have got the ball. He lifted his foot out of the way of the ball.
Yeah, he missed the ball completely. He should have cleared it with his left foot.
Oh, now Arter's giving it away again in midfield. Maybe he's a little bit rattled. Here come Wales. Tom Lawrence with the shot, takes a deflection, loops to the right and wide, and it'll be a corner kick to Wales, and Ireland need to regain their composure fast.
Yeah, get yourself together, keep it nice and simple. Don't concede a second goal, you're out of the game if you do, and that's when Martin will come under pressure if we do lose this game 2-3-0. From Randolph's point of view, it's so difficult not to take a step, but you have to tell yourself, don't move. If you get done over the wall, so be it.
Alright, they go short with the corner kick over on the far side of the pitch. Sent back in there just over the head of James Chester. Ashley Williams will keep it alive. Back to Tom Lawrence, 20 yards out, gets the shot off, blocked down by Keogh. Lawrence will let it run out of play again for a throw in on this near side for Wales.
Especially when Wilson has happy memories at Old Trafford from a free kick similar side, and I went the goalkeeper side. You have to remember these things as a goalkeeper and as a player, individual players, what their strengths are and their memories.
Callum Robinson is going to be replaced and Shawnee Maguire is coming on. That a surprise?
Yeah, it is, and the fans haven't liked it, if I'm honest with you. They've booed
Well, it's not too often you actually hear boos during a game around the Aviva Stadium. There were a bit of a smattering of boos, but that was about it.
That's enough, Nathan. I ain't going to lie. I never hear boos for the Irish team, if I'm honest with you, and they very rarely give the Irish team a hard time from the stadium.
So Ireland find themselves behind, and they're staring relegation in the face, and they're staring at third seeding for the Euro 2020 qualifiers in the face as well. The chances of having those unbelievable occasions here at the Aviva Stadium with Ireland playing home matches at a European Championship finals, well, they're getting further and further away, but there's still half an hour to play here and Off the Ball. Ireland 0, Wales 1. Tyler Roberts helping it out to that right hand side to Brooks, who goes down again. No free kick, the ball played back towards Aaron Randolph under pressure. All he can do is side-foot it out of play for another throw-in to Wales.
Yeah, now it's crunched 10 minutes here for us. It already looks like Shane Long's isolated.
Yeah, well, Maguire going just behind as the cross comes in from the right hand side for Wales. It's overhit, they didn't have too many options at the back post, so it comes all the way to this near side for a Republic of Ireland throw-in. So Seanie Maguire, who's been struggling badly probably over the last 9 months really with hamstring injuries, is on to win just his third cap. What a moment to try and make yourself a hero and get Ireland back into this game. Here he is now, and his first actions is to just kick the ball off his own face there as he tried to control it, and all he ends up doing is putting it out of play for a throw-in to Wales. That the one moment of undoubted quality in this game from Harry Wilson, the 21-year-old highly rated Liverpool youngster on loan at Derby County, firing that free kick past Aaron Randolph. But as Joe was pointing out, really again I think questions about Harry Arter and just that lack of defensive discipline, diving in when there was really no need.
Who's got a laser? You can see the laser on the pitch. He's following the players around. Just don't need that right now.
Well, as long as I don't put it on top of Roy Keane, we should be alright. Now Shane Long is in behind, but the offside flag was up, and Long continues and then just chips it over the goalkeeper onto the crossbar. Wayne Hennessy just pulls him back, and a little bit of afters, not happy that Long was, well, I'm not sure why Shane Long would be trying to waste time. There was no question Long was a good 3 or 4 yards trying to come back from an offside position.
Yeah, he must have known he was offside. It was obvious.
Ben Davies.
Yeah, well, we need to get up the pitch. Yeah, exactly. We need to get the back three up, high up as we can, to get back in this game.
Headed out of play over on the far side by Kevin Long. Ireland sticking with the three at the back. Is that the next change, that you take a few more risks? Go back to a 4-4-2?
Not for me. I think you sort of stick with what the way it is, just personnel.
And pressure being put on Ashley Williams by Seanie Maguire. Throw into Ireland. The home support starting to get behind their team. Here is Harry Arter just inside the Welsh half. Central position as McLean out on the left hand side. Instead gives it to Long, and he then eventually gives it to James McLean. McLean taking a swing in the cross in from deep, brings it on a few more yards, but his cross is easily cut out. However, it's back to Arter again. Arter into Christie. Christie now just going to have a little bit of a run at this Welsh defence. Goes past a couple of defenders, brings it to the edge of the area, out to McLean. McLean steps back onto his right foot, back to Arter again. Ireland have 4 men inside the area if they can get the ball in here, but they're forced back with McLean to Long. Matt Doherty in a little bit of space on this near side if Harry Arter can spot him. Instead he gives it short to Keogh. Doherty still waits. Keogh steps back inside, brings it forward. Shane Long 25 yards out, can't get that fully under control, and then the sliding challenge back in there from Smith brings it out to the right hand side. Ireland playing it forward towards Matt Doherty, looks to bring it towards the end line, been tracked by Ben Davies, but does enough Doherty to win the corner kick in front of the Irish support.
Yeah, it's sustained pressure from Ireland there the last couple of minutes, keeping the ball and manoeuvring it over and back the pitch, looking for an opening.
Duffy goes forward, so does Long and Keogh.
Hendrick, don't disappoint him, give him something to attack.
Duffy's in space. Ashley Williams trying to match his run. Decent delivery in towards Richard Keogh, headed clear again by Wales and then helped on back into the Irish half by Allen. Pressure being put on Harry Arter there by David Brooks, and Brooks closing down Randolph quickly, and Randolph will just fire it high again. Ireland 0, Wales 1. Flick on for Shane Long, been forced out towards the left hand side. There's McLean behind him there, a little back heel, but it doesn't get to James McLean, and cleared forward by Conor Roberts. No real composure from either side at the moment as it's helped to this right hand side for Ireland for Doherty. You can have a run now at Davies. Threatens a couple of step overs, brings it to the edge of the area, into the penalty box towards Jeff Hendrick. Hendrick just lobs it up there towards Seanie Maguire, headed clear by James Chester. That was good play by Matt Doherty though, bringing the ball forward, setting off Ireland on the attack. Hendrick just couldn't get out of his feet quickly enough. It's gone all the way back to Darren Randolph again, and all he can do is fire it forward through the air. Ashley Williams wins that header again ahead of Seanie Maguire. Archer now in the centre circle gives it to Long. Long lays it off to McLean. Long drifts out to the left hand side, still James McLean, and brings it to the edge of the area. Long with a right foot across in towards Seanie Maguire, doesn't win the header, comes to Matt Doherty. Doherty heads it back to Hendrick. Hendrick doesn't control it again. Hendrick goes past one, past another, gets the shot off, and it's straight at Hennessy.
Oh, great composure by Hendrick on the edge of the box. Matt Doherty headed it back into him, took one or two touches, people went to ground, shot straight at the keeper. But better from Ireland.
Yeah, good response from the Republic of Ireland over the past couple of minutes. And it's the same players who've been involved: McLean, Long, Hendrick and Doherty. And that was a good opportunity for Jeff Hendrick. Managed to find some space where it really didn't look like there was any. Hasn't scored since that draw in Serbia over 2 years ago now. That is only international goal. Still Ireland trailing by a goal to nil. Kevin Long.
A lot better from Ireland though, the intensity, the pass forward, to run forward, to receive the ball has gone up a notch. We had a little wobble after the goal, but we're back on track now, and with 25 minutes to go, can we get enough crosses in the box for Seanie Maguire and Shane Long to score?
How many risks do Ireland take? How much space do they leave at the back?
The good thing with the back three net, if you do go forward, you should always have three centre halves able to defend your situation of a counter attack.
Ireland inside their own half. Shane Duffy just on the edge of his own area, forward to Christie again, just forced back there by Matt Smith. And Ireland have it with Kevin Long. Long along the ground, didn't pick out the run of Seanie Maguire. Ashley Williams read it better, and he wins it back, gives it to Allen, and Allen then to Lawrence, and here's Joe Allen again.
No, your players, Kevin Long, Seanie Maguire.
Wanted that in behind.
Wanted it in behind with space.
Now here's Harry Wilson, who scored the only goal of the game so far. Free kick 10 minutes ago. We're just past the midway point of this second half. As it stands in this group, Wales would be on top, 6 points from their 3 games. Denmark 4 points from their 2, and the Republic of Ireland with just the 1 point, and would mean that almost certainly they are going to be relegated down to League C. There's a free kick given away, and well, there didn't look to be much in that as Wales played it up the left hand side. Shane Duffy just nudging into the back of Tyler Roberts, who drew the foul out of the Brighton centre half, which means it'll be a free kick to Wales, pretty much in line with the edge of the penalty area, just a couple of yards in from the end line down this left hand side.
Yeah, needless free kick there, didn't need to give it, going wide. The ball was going out for a throw in. Roberts was waiting to feel a push and went to ground.
So to take this free kick, it's going to be Tom Lawrence, right footed. Ashley Williams has come forward, so too James Chester. Lawrence instead goes short to Ben Davies. Davies left foot across towards the back post towards Brooks, doesn't come off, headed clear by Shane Long, and picked up then by Connor Roberts. Roberts forced to turn back though to Matt Smith in the centre circle, and lays it off again for Roberts. Well, what else can Martin O'Neill do? What can he change in these final 20 or so minutes?
Possibly a central midfielder with a bit more of a idea to go forward if we need it, but he seems to like Christie a lot. Alan Brown scores a fair few goals from midfield when he's let loose at Preston.
Sean Williams of course came on and did himself no harm, you would have thought, in the game in Cardiff, as a ball headed in powerfully from Allen, picked up by Tyler Roberts in the air, and he just drills it across the 6-yard box, where if he'd realised and lifted his head, Harry Wilson was pretty much stood on the penalty spot in acres of space. That out of nothing, a real opportunity for Wales.
And he gave him a right good bollocking too, as he'd say, never pull it back to me, take your time.
Well, you're getting sacked in the morning were the chants from the Wales supporters. And you got to wonder, coming into these 2 games, you would have said 1 point from the 2 matches. is only going to increase the pressure on Martin O'Neill.
It's not going to help for sure. Like, we all, under no circumstances did we think it would be 1 point after 4 games. We've got to do better against 2 teams that have just literally had a better review as well, so disappointing.
And 2 teams missing their outstanding players as well. Flicked forward there by Lawrence. It's a nothing ball done. It goes out of play over on the far side. The Irish left for a throw in inside their own half. Text in, so much negativity around the Ireland setup nowadays. I wonder, are the young players that Stephen's dealing with still keen to play internationally? Do they still see it as the zenith of their careers? From Chris, reaching for the beer to make the game more bearable.
I think the international football stage has been less appealing for years.
James McLean on the attack, goes just behind Sean Maguire this time, and Ben Davies got there and is caught very, very late by Shane Long. It was a nasty collision for both of them. Long's going to be yellow carded. It was a full-blooded challenge from Shane Long, desperately trying to capitalise on maybe a heavy touch from Ben Davies, and I think Long has come off the worst of that challenge. Davies down as well. Long is also going to get a yellow card for his trouble.
Yeah, just going back to that answer, I think young players are desperate to play for Ireland, sure, but it always seems to be around the club now, and playing for your club, get yourself right there and then let the international honours come their way.
Is that just a bad pass from James McLean, or should he not know, or is it just a lack of understanding that he doesn't realise Sean Maguire is always going in behind? He's not going to hold his run.
Yeah, from a winger point of view, I don't think James can play that in behind in that circumstances. I think Sean Maguire is looking for the ball in behind all the time, but the defender was beside James McLean and he couldn't whip it around him.
And another free kick. All the decisions seem to be going in Wales' favour now. Tom Lawrence fouled by Matt Doherty, who shakes his head in disgust. Free kick to Wales, about 25 yards out, maybe almost 30 yards out on this left hand side, and again they'll send forward Williams and Chester, and this time Harry Wilson steps across to have a little conversation with Tom Lawrence. It's definitely too far out to take on a shot, you would imagine.
This is where I think it's a big 20 minutes for Martin O'Neill. Score another goal or two and this place could turn nasty.
Free kick bent into the back post, poor delivery again from Tom Lawrence. So Ireland are about to make another substitution. Scott Hogan is about to come on, so we're going to see the triple threat of Maguire, Long and Hogan up front, and the player who's going to be replaced is Kevin Long. So Martin O'Neill is going to take the risk, it seems, take off one of his centre backs and bring on Scott Hogan. And what you're going to say, I guess, is who's going to give them the ball?
Who's going to give them the ball? But more important, where are the centre forwards going to run? They're going to be in each other's way.
Well, desperate times calls for desperate measures, and Martin O'Neill is going to go all out for the final quarter of an hour or so. Scott Hogan is still going through his final bits and pieces before he comes on. Ireland have managed to win a throw in on this near side, deep inside the Welsh half. Matt Doherty wanted it short. Christie, though, I think under orders is going to send this in long again. Richard Keogh hanging on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's sent in towards Duffy, over the head though of Shane Duffy. Comes out to Harry Arter. Arter sends it back in again. Can't get it to James McLean. Now is a real opportunity for Wales on the counter attack. They've got a 4-on-3. Make that a 3-on-1 now as they bomb forward. Tom Lawrence, 25 yards out, brings it into the area. Lawrence for Wales. His shot is deflected up into the air, and then Darren Randolph can't keep it from going out of play for a corner kick. Desperate defending from Ireland, but they just about get away with it.
Tell you what, James McLean, well done. The attitude, the desire to run back there was unbelievable. When he was struggling to get on the goal side of him, he kept going, and in the end he defended off the line. Great defender, James McLean, well done.
It was the shot from Tom Lawrence, was deflected up into the air, looped high, it fell for David Brooks, and just as he looked set to score, James McLean somehow got a crucial touch on that ball to keep it out and deny Wales a certain second and maybe just keep Ireland alive. Wales are making a change as well. Matt Smith is going to be replaced by George Thomas for the closing stages of this match.
Georgie Boy, another one I played with.
Oh yeah?
No, not the time.
Just his second cap. It's Scunthorpe United as it's drilled in. Oh! Inches away for a second from Wales. How did that not go in? It came off the stanchion behind the goal. It seemed impossible to miss from there. From James Chester. What a chance for Wales. Oh, how has he missed that? A header from, 4 yards out, right in front of goal. and somehow he heads it to the left and wide.
And let off for Ireland. Should have scored. This is where Martin's substitutions have been questioned in the past. Are they the right ones? Does he make the right substitutions? 3 up front, throw a blanket over the 3 of them. None of them want to go wide for me. No weight. How are we going to get forward? 3-4-3.
This really should be done and dusted for Wales now. 2 huge opportunities in the last couple of minutes. James Jester will have nightmares about that if Wales don't win, and suddenly they look the more likely to score the second goal of this game because they're on the attack again on this left hand side. Lawrence growing more and more influential, brings it into the area, onto his right foot, still Tom Lawrence, a little bit selfish there, he had loads of options as he bends that shot well wide.
Just on the front 3 up front, right? Shane Long doesn't want to go wide, Shane Long doesn't want to go into pockets. Hogan certainly doesn't want to move at all, let alone go wide. Maguire will do his fair shift, but ain't a wide man, he's gone out wide left now. Just don't see it.
Well, I guess Martin O'Neill can't be accused post-match of not throwing the kitchen sink at this. Shane Long wins the header and it's picked up by Sean Maguire. Back to Long on this right hand side again. Hogan in a central position, but Long was forced to go back to Doherty, and Ireland have it inside their own half with Duffy. 14 minutes remaining and off the ball. Republic of Ireland 0, Wales 1. Remember, Scott Hogan coming on in this game has played very little football, but maybe he can make an instant impact because McLean has it over by the corner flag on the far side of the pitch, pulls it back for Hendrick. McLean's still there if he needs him as an option. 2 Welsh players over there. Hendrick just trying to squeeze the ball, which he did eventually through the legs of a Welsh player, but it does allow the visitors to win the ball back, and they send it high up towards Tyler Roberts. Doesn't win the header, Richard Keogh does, but gives it straight to a Welsh jersey. And they've played some risky balls inside their own half, and they've given it away again. And that's a pretty wild lunge. Not I would have thought from Harry Wilson. No free kick given at all for that tackle on Seanie Maguire. And David Brooks brings it forward for Wales. Lays it off to Roberts over on the right hand side. Still Tyler Roberts, 25 yards out. Plays it back to Tom Lawrence, and then Ben Davies on the overlap into the area to Tyler Roberts, onto his right foot. Still Tyler Roberts gets the shot off and he slices it high and wide, but the chances are coming quick and fast for Wales now.
This is Martin O'Neill's biggest nightmare. Vulnerable on the counter-attacks. Look like scoring every time they come forward, Wales at the moment, and should have probably hit the target and scored.
Well, that's 4 decent chances Wales have had inside the last 5 minutes. Ireland now going with Maguire, Long and Hogan as the front 3. Long wins another header. Maguire sets off in chase. Conor Roberts gets there first, takes no chances, fires it high into the Irish half of the field again, where it'll be picked up by Richard Keogh, who's playing on the left of the 2 as it is now. So we have Keogh and Duffy as the centre backs, Doherty and McLean pretty much still playing as wing backs.
I was just thinking, there's no, and Silas Christie, Harry Arter midfield, and Hendrick 2 at the back.
Oh, good luck trying to figure out this. It is essentially 2 at the back for Ireland. They're relying on McLean, and Doherty have enough in the legs to get back to cover, but already we've seen Wales coming forward so quickly on the counter attack. And now they have it back again. Joe Allen just trying to step away from Cyrus Christie. He does enough to toe poke the ball forward there. However, Ireland win it back in midfield again. Seanie Maguire has 3 players in front of him, brings it towards the edge of the area. It's all too tight though, there's nobody making a run in behind. He goes down under their challenge. Wales doesn't do enough to win the free kick.
I'll tell you now that Wales will score another goal in this formation for sure.
It just seems absolute madness. Look at the space for Wales yet again. Brooks on the left hand side, only has Tyler Roberts in front of him inside the area. Brooks brings it in from the left hand side, couple of little step overs. Davies on the overlap, tries to pull it back. A crucial sliding tackle in there by Shane Duffy, does enough. But really, what are Ireland at? The boos are for the referee, not for the Irish performance. They feel that Seanie Maguire should have had a free kick.
Yeah, I think he ran down a blind alley, if I'm honest with you. Should have done better, should have passed it to somebody early on, but we're in danger of being counter-attacked. This could be, I ain't gonna lie, this could be 3 goals in the next 10 minutes.
Or maybe Ireland get the equaliser and Martin O'Neill is justified in what he's trying to do.
Say what you see, that's as well I see it. We're very vulnerable to counter-attacks.
And now a rare chance for Ireland as the referee waves play on as Maguire goes down again on the edge of his own area. He's already been in the wars. Oh, a risky pass in there from Matt Doherty. Ireland get away with it, and Maguire does brilliantly with the outside of his boot to swing it out to the left-hand side to McLean. McLean had Conor Roberts one-on-one, brings it inside and plays it just behind Scott Hogan. Remember, Scott Hogan hasn't played a single minute of football all season, and Ireland again caught with just a two-man defence. McLean trying to get back. He's under real pressure as David Brooks attacks from the right-hand side this time. Can't get past James McLean. Can McLean keep it out from going for a throw-in? He can't, and it's going to be a throw-in for Wales. Deep inside the Irish half, over on the far side, the Welsh right, as they attack to their supporters. 10 minutes left. Well, are we entering the final 10 minutes of Martin O'Neill's reign, or is it too premature to say such a thing?
These kind of performances, the last 20 minutes I said on Saturday, tells a lot about the team. And right now we look vulnerable, we look open, and we look like we're going to concede goals to a team without the X factor, without the Gareth Bale,
and without Aaron Ramsey, without Ethan Ampadu, and they've managed to win themselves. Is it a throw-in or a corner kick over there? I think it's another throw-in right down by the corner flag. And still Harry Wilson's goal from a free kick is all that separates the side, and he's the man in possession, just in from the end line, lays it off to that right hand side again. Wales just playing a little bit of keep ball now, but injecting a bit of pace, bringing it towards the end line and managing to win the corner kick. And all this is just wasting time and making it more and more difficult for the Republic of Ireland to find a way back.
It's just not like James McLean, I think. In the far corner, Wilson certainly carrying himself as a bit of a player. Fantastic free kick.
Wales going to bring on Chris Gunter in the next few minutes for a little bit of experience.
Oh, Ireland have a chance. If I ever seen a defender make mistakes, it's Gunter all the time. Easy, James McLean.
And Wales take that corner kick short, played into the area. Brooks on the right hand side, squeezed out of it by the Irish players. They have a chance to come. Have they got the pace to really attack this Welsh defence? Been brought forward quickly. Shane Moran makes the run on the outside, and Scott Hogan runs straight into trouble, but it's picked up again by Maguire, given to McLean on the left hand side. Ireland with players forward, laid off. James McLean had a chance to get this cross in, which he does, sends it in deep. Maguire wins the header, helped on then by Scott Hogan, 10 yards out, just couldn't get the power behind his header, and it's saved by Hennessy.
Yeah, he almost wanted to run through himself there, Hogan, on the counter-attack. Couldn't get enough power on the header. Good header back.
Well, Ireland are almost playing a 2-4-4 formation at the moment. So much expected from Doherty and McLean over these final minutes. It's become so open since the Ireland substitutions. You feel that Wales just want to bring on Chris Gunter and all his experience. He didn't play the game in Wales. He played, I think it was 68 consecutive games for Wales. Before that, Chris Gunter, as Joe Allen makes a very careless pass in midfield and gives it away to the Republic of Ireland. Harry Arter dives in there, who looked as though he was caught late by Ben Davies. Both those players have been booked play-on, says the referee doesn't make any decision at all in the end. George Thomas is bundled over by Christie, and again the referee's really just letting it flow now. He's not blowing his whistle for anything.
Yeah, I don't think Wales are helping themselves either, for money. They're giving the ball away cheaply.
They seem to have just bought into the madness at the moment. McLean cutting in from the left hand side, goes down under the tackle and wins the free kick.
Yellow card, ref.
David Brooks clipping James McLean, and the Republic of Ireland get a free kick. And now this is a big opportunity. It's about 25 yards out, almost on the left hand side of the penalty area, and I think they're going to send Keogh and Duffy forward, and this is where Ireland can be particularly dangerous.
As much as the head loss James McLean has sometimes, he just makes up for it with his desire to try and make something happen for Ireland, whether it's through determination to run the straight line or to cross the ball. He certainly does enough to justify his position.
So Wales are going to try and shore it up at the back. Harry Wilson, will he be the match winner? A smashing free kick on 57 minutes is what separates the sides. His first competitive goal for Wales in this, his sixth cap.
Come on then, get off the pitch.
He's in no rush. He's done it at Old Trafford. He's done it at the Aviva Stadium. And he's going to be replaced by Reading's Chris Gunter. And straight away he's going to be called into defensive action, because this is a free kick to Ireland. It is 25 yards out.
5 at the
Wales
back.
with a two-man wall, and the big men for Ireland lurking at the back post as Jeff Hendrick prepares to take this free kick. He needs his delivery to be up to scratch. 5 minutes remaining. Ireland 0, Wales 1. Terrible delivery, sent it in low. Maybe it's what he tried to do. He'll get another chance on that left-hand side. Jeff Hendrick brings it to the end line, can't get the cross in. And brilliantly saved from going out for a corner kick as well by the Welsh defender, and they'll come away on the counter-attack. Tom Lawrence over on that far side. If he could have got it forward quickly, Brooks was in acres of space over here, but instead he just runs into trouble, and it's taken away by McLean. McLean gives it to Duffy. Duffy 25 yards out, takes the shot on, and it was a centre half's effort there as he skies it well over the top of the crossbar and into the Irish supporters behind that goal.
It just didn't sound right. McLean to Duffy. No. Shouldn't even been there. Should have been running back faster to get back into the defend.
A text in from Phelan: despite Stephen's predictions of doom around the openness of our formation in the last 10 minutes, at least we're creating chances again. If we're going to go down, let's go down fighting.
I agree, but we haven't really created a goal scoring opportunity, as into a clear cut chance for me. But we're better tempo. That's all I can say. I think you've got me on the double header to drain the life out of me, haven't you? Well, I've earned me.
We won't be asking you back, that's for sure.
Oh, cheers.
Well, we did have that night when Shane Long scored the goal against Germany. We'll always have that.
That was a magic moment.
At least we'll have that.
Yep.
We need something like that right now. It won't have quite the same impact, but it might just keep Martin O'Neill in a job and might just keep Ireland alive in this group. 4 minutes of normal time remaining. Ireland 0, Wales 1. Ireland with a throw in on this near side. Christie loses out to Thomas, sends it back to the Irish half. Keogh with the header forward. Lawrence, and then it's chested down by Tyler Roberts, who helps it forward to Brooks, who's one-on-one with Richard Keogh now if he wants to have a run with him on that right hand side. Cutting back in, bringing it into a more central position, playing it behind Tom Lawrence, and again Ireland are going to get away with it as Matt Doherty goes down under the challenge. He's just nudged over, is he, by Brooks. It's going to be a throw-in or a free kick midway inside their own half for Ireland. They need to get it forward quickly, and Wales are just going to try and waste a few more seconds, and that's David Brooks' last action of this game, and he's going to be replaced by Andy King. He probably touched the ball more than anybody tonight, David Brooks. He was always involved, keeping up that good form that he's shown at the start of the season with Bournemouth, and he will be replaced by Andy King, who is still of Leicester City, but is in a bizarre situation where he can't actually play for them. He's not registered.
Really?
Didn't make their Premier League squad and didn't leave in time, but he does have a Premier League winners medal with him, and he adds again more experience for these final 2 or 3 minutes, and he's on the ball right now wearing the number 8 jersey vacated by Aaron Ramsey. And the pass forward doesn't come off first time round, but maybe will at the second time of asking for Wales and Conor Roberts, who has it over by the corner flag, and that's where Wales want it right now. Well, this would be a big win, you would say, for Ryan Giggs, away from home, missing so many of their important players, and they've ground this out. A little back heel, probably not needed from Tom Lawrence, who's been quite wasteful in the last while, has given Ireland opportunities, and Christie comes forward along the ground down this right hand side to Shane Long. First time ball in just behind Scott Hogan, and Seanie Maguire couldn't get there, and then it's skied by Davies, and it'll be a throw into Ireland just about 7-8 yards in from the end line. So this is another opportunity to go long. This time Cyrus Christie is going to leave it to Matt Doherty, and pretty much everybody, every single outfield player is within 5 yards of the Welsh penalty area. This throw in to come from Doherty from the right hand side, sends it in towards Richard Keogh, flicked on by Duffy. It's bouncing in and around the 6-yard box. There's nobody there to pounce though and turn it in from an Irish point of view, because Maguire was just a little bit flat-footed at the back post. 90 seconds remaining. McLean goes long this time in behind for Seanie Maguire, who doesn't have the pace to get on the end of that. It was slightly overhit by McLean, and sliding out of his goal comes Wayne Hennessy.
From a footballing point of view, the 88th minute is desperate stuff from a tactical point of view. Last minute, trying to get the ball forward, everyone in a straight line, just shows desperation to me.
And it's yet another big game that Ireland have failed to win at home. You look back in the last campaign, Austria, Serbia, Wales, Denmark, and Ireland just struggling for goals at the moment at the Aviva Stadium. That 68 goals for Robbie Keane becoming a greater and greater achievement all the time, but they're not done just yet. In the final minute, on the attack, Scott Hogan with the cross, and it didn't take a deflection. In fact, he just made an absolute mess of that as Maguire waded inside, and it goes over the Welsh crossbar. And this has been pretty desperate stuff from Ireland. they've probably been helped by Wales. In a way, not having the composure to see the game out, maybe not having the experience to see the game out and just calm it down.
Experienced players would have scored a couple of goals in the last 10-15 minutes. They'd have picked the right positions to be in. Gareth Bale would have been on the break, or would have been dead and buried. And young legs as well, really fatigued, can't get around the pitch.
So we're into the final 10 seconds. How much injury time are we going to have? We're going to have 4 minutes of injury time at the end of this game. Still an opportunity for Ireland. And you feel if they were to get an equaliser, actually, that feel-good moment would probably be enough to keep Martin O'Neill certainly in his job for the next month and get him to Denmark. But there's going to be big questions. Ball in behind for Maguire to chase down. Both Maguire and Hogan have both looked off the pace, understandably so, since they came on as substitutes. Ireland have a throw-in over on the far side of the pitch. What will the reaction be on full time if it stays like this, with Wales leading by 1-0? We're into injury time at the end of this game. 4 minutes of it to be played. 30 seconds gone. Ireland on the halfway line with Keogh. On the ground to this near side to Matt Doherty, trying to step away from Davies. He's forced back though to Arter. Arter then out to the far side of the pitch, the Irish left, and McLean going to have a run now at Conor Roberts. Goes one way, goes the other, couple of little step overs, gets the cross in, takes a deflection controlled by Hendrick on the edge of the D, pulled it back to Cyrus Christie, 25 yards out to this near side now to Shane Long. Long dinks the cross up into the air. There's a desperate Irish header. McLean with the volley, and it's saved down low by Hennessy. Well, it was Duffy who just dived in there and caused a little bit of pandemonium in the Welsh defence. The ball arrived at McLean at the back post, and his volley was down into the ground. It was well saved by Hennessy. Just lacked enough sting in it from McLean to really threaten the Welsh goal.
Yeah, tried to get his trusty left foot over it to get it back into the far corner, just couldn't do it. He just looked stretched. We got 1-2, five centre forwards on the pitch. One centre half at the back with Harry Arter and Matt Doherty.
Long ball forward from Wales, headed clear by Matt Doherty. King is battling away, hooks it over his own head, headed forward then to the halfway line by Keogh. Maguire can't get it under control, helped on then to Christie. Christie now trying to create some space on this right hand side. 4-5 Irish players around the edge of the area. Still Cyrus Christie, 25 yards out. Still Cyrus Christie. He's trying to go all the way by himself. Deflected out to Shane Long. Long sends it back in again. Oh, and Duffy goes up, and does he enough to win the corner kick? He does, as his header is deflected off a Welsh head and behind.
There's no doubting the Irish boys' desire, battling qualities to try and get something out of this game. Can it be enough to get a result? Again, give him something to go and attack.
Well, some big questions going to be asked of Martin O'Neill after this game. He needs a moment here. Corner kick down to our right to be taken by Hendrick. Hendrick floats it up there, but it's so easy again for Wayne Hennessy, who collects the ball and dives to the ground and is going to waste some vital seconds for the Republic of Ireland. 2.5 minutes of the 4 minutes of injury time gone.
Martin O'Neill scratching his head. Terrible kick by Hennessy.
Just straight high up into the air. It's won by James McLean, who heads it straight back to Wayne Hennessy again. That Irish front three were just caught sleeping a little bit there.
I don't know why Duffy's hanging up front for him. We've already got 3 up there.
Well, anything goes at this stage. There doesn't seem to be any real plan, as Hennessy just kicks it straight back to Darren Randolph down the other end. Ireland still trailing by 1-0. Forward towards Duffy, who does win the header. That's why he's up there. Ashley Williams clears though, as Maguire and Hogan were trying to get in behind. There's a mistake at the back, and Wales will come, and they've got a 2-on-1. Roberts needs to play it into the inside. He does to Thomas. A chance for 2-0. Thomas is saved down low by Randolph. There was a little push in his back by Hendrick that probably did enough to put him off. 3.5 minutes gone in injury time. 30 seconds left for the Republic of Ireland. Sent long from McLean towards Duffy. Duffy wins the header, but back to Christie. Christie's control lets him down. Needed to be a bit quicker. Still Cyrus Christie. Doherty on the edge of the area. Out to the right hand side to Shane Long. Shane Long still brings it into the area. Has options inside. Brings it to the end line and manages to win the corner kick. This is it now for the Republic of Ireland. This is going to be the last chance. And there's nobody there to take the corner kick. They need to get over quickly. We're past the 4 minutes of injury time. Randolph doesn't go forward.
He's looking for permission to go forward.
Well, maybe Martin O'Neill doesn't want time to be as desperate. Roy Keane decides though to tell Randolph to go forward. Everybody is up. Jeff Hendrick to take the corner kick. from down to our right hand side. Drills it in this time. Decent delivery straight up into the air. Randolph's battling. It's chaos in the penalty area. Comes up to Arthur, who slices his volley to the left and wide. Appeals for a penalty kick. Nothing given. It's all over. Wales have beaten the Republic of Ireland by 1-0. Harry Wilson's free kick separates the side. Time's up at the Aviva Stadium, and maybe time is up for Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane. The Republic of Ireland have been beaten again and are staring relegation in the face from the Nations League.
We threw the kicks and sink at him in the last 5 minutes. The ball never fell to us in the right position and we never scored. Disappointing result for sure. Without the X factor, there is questions to be answered. What will happen?
No Bale, no Ramsey, no Ampadu, but no problem for Wales, who beat Ireland yet again. It was a wonderful free kick from one of the Welsh youngsters, Harry Wilson. Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane on the sideline just stood in conversation trying to figure out what has gone wrong yet again for this Irish team. The Irish players are out on their feet. It was complete and utter chaos for that last 10-15 minutes. Ireland went with 3 up front, desperately trying to get an equaliser. They created some half chances, but really Wales had countless opportunities in that last 15 minutes to settle this game. Huge questions facing the Irish management. Are they the duo to keep this squad going into the Euro 2020 qualifiers proper, for which Ireland, it now seems certain, are going to be the third seeds? There weren't massive boos really on the full-time whistle because it ended in a little bit of a chaotic scene with that corner kick, but I think everybody is just a little bit fed up with yet another flat Irish performance here at home. We have more reaction to come from Stephen Hunt and from Joe, but we're going to take a quick break with the full-time score in this Nations League clash. The Republic of Ireland 0, Wales 1.
Football on Off the Ball.
In association with the faster than ever BoyleSports app, with hundreds of pre-live and in-play football markets. Download it now. BoyleSports. Time to play.
News Talk Breakfast.
Gerrardstown leads with an opinion poll. FG maintains lead despite dip in satisfaction with Varadkar. I have a real problem with opinion polls. I'm not sure I trust opinion polls anymore. I don't believe for a second that Fianna Fáil are on 25% and that Sinn Féin are on 24%. I can tell you now, if Sinn Féin come within a point of Fianna Fáil in a general election, I will present News Talk Breakfast in my boxer shorts.
News Talk Breakfast.
In association with Air.
Back tomorrow on News Talk.
Take back the confidence to smile again with dental implants, the permanent solution to missing teeth and uncomfortable dentures. Smiles Dental is Ireland's #1 provider of dental care, and we're offering 10% off implants and free consultations. Visit smiles.ie for a quote estimate. Terms and conditions apply. Offer available for a limited time.
Autumn, my favourite time of the year. Cosy nights by the fire, leaves falling on the ground and prices falling in the autumn sale. Yep, summer may be over, but the bargains are just beginning at appliancesdelivered.ie, with up to 20% off washing machines, up to 25% off dishwashers, and up to 30% off tumble dryers and cooking. And for those long nights in, binging on box sets and stuffing your face with chocolate, there's also up to 20% off TVs. The autumn sale now on at appliancesdelivered.ie.
October 26th is polling day. On that day, you will be asked to vote on a change to our constitution. The question is about whether or not we remove the wording that requires blasphemy to be a criminal offence. To get all the facts from a clear and independent source before you make up your mind, go to refcom.ie. Everything your vote means is explained there. Because on October 26th, your vote means everything. Brought to you by the Referendum Commission.
Off the Ball. This is News Talk.
It's Harry Wilson who scores for Wales. The youngster's done it again. Smashed the free kick past Darren Randolph, and he runs to celebrate with those Welsh supporters, and the storm clouds start to gather over Martin O'Neill once again.
And that was the moment on 57 minutes when Harry Wilson decided the game, because for all the bluster and the huffing and puffing, Ireland never really managed to come too close to scoring an equaliser. A few half chances for sure as they threw the kitchen sink at Wales late on, but it's finished. Wales 1, Republic of Ireland 0. And the music is blaring here, quite probably because they feel that the sound of the Welsh crowd singing might be just too bitter for her to swallow. Nathan Murphy called the game, is still alongside us, and Stephen Hunt here as well. So, I mean, my overriding sense actually is that could have been a whole lot worse for O'Neill. That could have been 2 or 3. I know you called it and you said, you know, they're going to score again, and it didn't turn out that way, but they had a one-on-one right at the death. Like, Randolph has saved this being a 2-0, which would have taken the air of the thing, which would have made the likelihood of boos, I think, far more likely. So, in a sense, Randolph has kind of saved the day a little bit with that.
I've got it written down, one goal away from boos.
Yeah, I had that sense as well.
/ sack.
Yeah.
That's because
I think he's okay now.
Yeah, I generally listen. The results are not good enough. It's a results-based business, international football, club football. But I think his save, Randolph's save, might have just saved a lot of criticism / sack come O'Neill's way.
Because if that goal goes in, that one-on-one that Randolph saves, it's 2-0, and there's a good 3, 4, 5 minutes left for everybody to really get annoyed about what's happening.
Yeah, I agree, and they could have scored in the last 10 minutes, 2 or 3 occasions. They lacked a bit of quality to finish this off. Either lacked quality or lacked fitness to be really on their game.
Experience, actually. I think they got sucked into the madness of it. Nathan said it at one point in commentary. We've created a mental game here by going basically 2-4-4.
Whatever it was, even they couldn't get the gist of it.
And they almost suddenly found themselves in a weird kind of setup. They're not tactically set up to handle a 2-4-4, and the game became a bit crazy. But they had 2 or 3 or 4 chances where if there was composure, they would have scored a second and a third. So, in that sense, I mean, you know, and it finishes in a moment where Ireland have been denied a claim for a handball, Harry Arter's final shot. So, the boos, if you heard boos at the end, the boos were for the referee not giving a handball, not for the performance, I think.
Yeah, I think the adrenaline of the last 5 minutes that Ireland had in their half has covered up the last half hour for me. I said it on Saturday. I hate seeing teams last ditch tackles, last 2v1s, 3v1s, the last 20 minutes of the game. I really think we're in big trouble.
But Stephen, since the win over Wales a year ago, we've one win in a friendly against the USA. There's been no sign of a rejuvenation of the team, of a more confident Ireland. We're going into League C, where we're going to be playing the likes of Albania, we're going to be playing Bulgaria, Romania. We look at tonight, and there was a good atmosphere in the end, considering how many tickets have been given away, how many empty seats there were. You're going to be playing here in front of 15,000 people. Like, that has to be now in John Delaney's head. We're going to have 3 Euro 2020 games, and we're going to be third seeds. We're a long way away.
Yeah, when you put it that way, Nathan, as well, it's disheartening.
Like, the question is, can they afford to sack him? The question's got to be, can they afford not to sack him?
First of all, you'd have to say, and O'Neill could make the argument, there is every chance, given how strange their managerial period has been, that they could go to Copenhagen and get a win. They just do some strange things. This team do strange things. So they're not definitely down to third seeds yet for Euro 2020, but I mean, it looks likely. And then, look, O'Neill made the argument a couple of weeks ago when it was put to him, you're under pressure for your job with these 2 matches. And he said, well, look, to a point, but when I turned down Stoke, I did so on the basis that I would be around to try and qualify for Euro 2020 the traditional way, and that starts in March. And he was effectively saying to the FAI, if you guys sack me, it's crazy on the basis of a Nations League. I mean, like, it's not fair. I'm here, I stayed for Euro 2020 for qualification, and that's what I intend to do, and that's what he was saying to them.
Yeah, but that was self-serving nonsense, trying to say that these are friendlies. That wasn't the end of a friendly international.
Not the way Wales celebrated when they won that game at the end. It meant so much to them. Yes, and I always know away fans are more passionate, and it's great to celebrate when you get a win away from home. But for me, the last 6 minutes is going to put a cloud over the I don't know where to go with it, I'm honest with you.
But sorry, what's wrong with O'Neill going for it? Like, he knew we were open at the back. He said, sod it, I'm going to go for it. We might as well lose 2-0 as draw 1-0 and 1-0.
Because it brings desperation to the whole team.
But
it looks desperate.
I know it does.
From a tactical point of view.
But when you have 5 minutes left, I mean, what's the problem?
Because if you do get 2 or 3, if you do lose a goal or 2, which they should have, then it turns nasty. So why risk that as well? Is
it not a slightly brave decision on O'Neill's part to throw the kitchen sink at it and therefore risk 2 or 3-0 and risk all the ugliness? Because he could have said, you know what, 1-0 Roy, let's just take it, let's put a spin on it, let's get the hell out of here. And he didn't. And I think actually, to his credit, he didn't. He could have guaranteed himself a 1-0, but he tried to win the game. Or sorry, he tried to draw the game. There's something in that, isn't there?
There is. It also, if
there is,
but I would rather see a team structured within a shape to be able to push a team back anyway.
Yeah.
We had 3 up front, Duffy up front was 4, there was 5, 6 in the line at one stage. We had no recovery left in the legs in them 5, and we were stretched. Only for James McLean got right back in at the end to stop a goal. It would have been 2, and it could have been 3-4 then with 15 minutes to go.
What about the overall performance though? The general 3-5-2 shape for the first hour of the game?
I like this shape. I would stick with the shape. I generally would. I would try and add in an extra ball player into the back 3 and an extra ball player into midfield.
Yeah.
And leave it at that.
And so if we're saying it was better than Saturday, I mean, are you saying it's time for a change?
I think Randolph has saved the manager, his job. I generally do. I think 5 minutes to go here, 10 minutes to go, if that ball goes in the net, this place has a total different spin on it. Would I sack the manager? It's questionable. Where do you go? Who's available?
What's the budget? That's all down to Mr. Delaney for sure. Yeah.
On the one hand, you can look at it from Martin O'Neill's point of view, and he can say we're missing Coleman, Ward, Clark, McCarthy, Brady, O'Dowda, Walters, who'd all be in or around the team or available to come off the bench.
So who plays in that team?
But still, it's just 1 point from 2 games against a team without Christian Eriksen. Denmark win that game if Christian Eriksen's playing, and without Bale and Ramsey. That is not a great Welsh team. That is a young Welsh team. That's why they're so delighted. That's why they're so proud of themselves, that they've ground this out away from home with a group of 19, 20, 21 year olds.
I know, but look, I don't like the way O'Neill goes about his business, but who's he got up front? O'Brien, who plays for Millwall, who scored once all season.
Well, that's, I guess, is the bigger question.
Who does he have? I don't quite think he's getting the best out of this team. They're not as organised as they could be, and I suspect they're growing tired of what's going on or not going on in training. But he doesn't have a huge amount to work with either, and that has to be prefaced when you're talking about getting a new manager in. What's a new manager going to do with Aidan O'Brien up front?
There's more in this team, John. Okay. There definitely is. There's more to be able to do with the 3-5-2. There's more passing patterns that can be done to play through the lines, to not be so direct, to not leave Shane Long so isolated against Denmark. There is more to be done with this team. Make no mistake about it. I'm sure Martin knows that as well. Maybe there's more to come, and he said maybe we needed this.
And could he argue we're at the start of a new cycle almost?
Yes.
So he can make that argument. He could say yes, there's more to be done. I'm trying to embed new players in the team.
Matt Doherty, right wing back, Callum Robinson, not many others, they're all experienced after that. So
then he can't really say that.
He can't, no.
So then at the end of 5 years in charge, you're still sitting here saying there's loads more that could be done.
Yes. But Martin will know that too. There's loads of improvement to be made with the ball.
Well, when's he going to start happening? You know, like, in fairness, what's he waiting for?
When does the budget come?
What does the budget have to do with it?
We can't sign the players. Well, the problem, so clearly the 3-5-2 is actually something I think most people agree with, because our strengths are defensively. The problem is right now you're looking at attacking wise, like, who are the players, as you say, Joe, to come in that if we do keep a clean sheet, where are the players who are, like, Jeff Hendrick still feels like is a big issue. He got on the ball a lot, but is there that final pass that at any stage set Aidan O'Brien free, that even set Callum Robinson free?
Yeah, because I mean, look, a best case scenario tonight, we're going to draw 0-0. We didn't score. There's a text in, John Keane: soccer is the second choice sport in a country that has a small population. What do we expect really? And right beside John's text, Connor has said, it's the same case in Wales, lads. They have a small population. Rugby is their most popular sport, but they have good young talent coming through. I know, they had 3 21-year-olds, an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, all in the side tonight. They really are at the start of something. So, look, Wales are in a similar spot to us population-wise, and so...
How about a Declan Rice in central midfield? Are we really that desperate? I think Declan Rice makes an awful lot of...
We're absolutely that desperate. If Declan Rice wants to play, we'll put on the private jet and get him here.
Declan Rice can play up front if he wants.
Maybe go get him and don't let him back down until he declares.
Well, that's kidnap, Steve.
What about this then? So we talk about young players, Joe. We talk about young players like Matt Smith on loan at Twente from Manchester City.
Yeah.
Jack Byrne went out on loan from Manchester City. Now things have gone sour for him, but when he was at that moment and he was playing in Holland and he was playing well, you know, O'Neill brought him in, but sort of ran him down a little bit, said he was a bit too cocky, and didn't give him the chance. It could well be a similar situation with Matt Smith, but Ryan Giggs has gone, I'm going to take that risk.
Curtis at Portsmouth, an option for us. I think he's started the season League One, believe it or not, but again, a player on form. 6 goals from wide left, 5 assists is nothing to be shy of for sure, and maybe he's got a shout to play.
What do you think, or what have you heard? What did the players make of this setup?
We've been over it before. We know exactly what Martin O'Neill is. He ain't going to change for nobody.
What do the players make of it, though?
Players make of it. The players will go out and do their best for the country.
I know, but what do they make of it?
Do I have that relationship with the players to answer that? No, probably I don't.
Okay.
And they won't. They know what role I'm in. Unless I'm looking after one of the players, which I'm not on that 11 tonight on the pitch either, then I wouldn't tell you anyway, if I'm honest with you, because the players are...
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But I wanted to ask, because I do wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, they certainly they didn't quit on the management team tonight, is what I'm saying.
No, they didn't. They had no choice, but only 5 or 6 up front to have a go. But I go back to it. If a goal there, and it's a total different atmosphere in this place.
A goal for Wales, you mean?
For Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a goal the other way too.
Sure.
It's a big difference, but particularly when we're so stretched, and I've said it Saturday, if we get to the last 20 minutes and they look like scoring 3 or 4 goals, I would ask questions, and I would ask questions tonight, because we weren't in shape. We looked desperate. From a coaching point of view, if I was a manager and I look that game back, I go, wow, we look out of shape. We look terrible.
You're saying one goal makes all the difference. The player that missed that goal is a 21-year-old playing in League One for Wales. Like, is that what our decision is based on? He's playing for Scunthorpe.
I'm a manager, okay? Say I go back on Monday and I look through this, tomorrow I look through the video. I'm ashamed of my team the last 20 minutes. Because we look so open. It's 3v1, 4v1, 4v2. We look like we can see the goal. From the fans' point of view, it looks like we're having a right good go. And we want to get back in the game.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to keep my job, I don't expect my team to play that last 15 minutes.
Okay. So we're pretty much done here. A 1-0 win for Wales. It very much looks, unless there's a fairly heroic performance in Copenhagen, like Ireland will be going down to League C, and more importantly will be third seeds in the Euro 2020 draw, which is actually on in Dublin on the 2nd of December. Stephen, we'll pretty much let you go. Thanks so much. Go get some food maybe.
Oh wow.
You know?
24 hours now without food.
You have a choice. You have a choice. It is terrible. Yes. Poor adulting on your part, I would say.
Yes, I agree.
Thanks so much, though. Cheers.
Thank you.
Short break. Very final word from myself and Nathan. Just a second.
Off the ball on News Talk.
This is Harry, Barry and Gary, the hottest app developers in town. Working from their bedrooms, they keep their customers happy whilst keeping their costs down. With eReceptionist, the guys have a real 01 Dublin landline number which then forwards to their mobiles. They each have their own extension linked to their personal schedule, so when Harry's on a date with Carrie, his calls forward to Gary and Barry. Want to look super professional and stay connected? Get eReceptionist instantly. Free for 30 days at eReceptionist.ie.